Hello, this is Miss Candy from T.P.O.T. Media. Welcome to Dark X.
Mama! Let's get at it.
Dark X. We gotta stop this shit. Think about this. Dark X. The protest. We gotta stop this shit.
Peace, folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old TPOT YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why you are here. Tonight, special edition of D.X.L, D.X.L Live Friday, Freestyle Friday with my man, Brother Supreme King Coon. So you know it's going to be off the hook. All right, I see you up there, Brother Supreme. Yeah, it's going to be off the hook. As y'all know, Brother Supreme is famous for saying let it burn. So we're doing a part 2 tonight. D.X.L Live Friday, let it burn. And of course, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics. These mamas. Oh yeah, it's on tonight. Friday night, boy. You don't get to see X up here on Friday nights, boy. So you know this is a special edition. But before we get started, y'all know I always got to thank everybody. Thank my supporters, my subscribers, my donors. Y'all support this channel so much, man. You know I have to thank y'all before we get to rocking and rolling around here. Y'all are causing this channel to grow so much, man. It's just crazy. The support that y'all show this channel, man, is just outstanding, man. And I can't believe it, man. I can't believe you folks, man. I can't believe you folks. Because like I always say, man, you don't have to watch these videos. You don't have to show up to these damn streams every week. You don't have to freaking drop your coins on this platform, but you choose to do so. And, you know, I thank all of you, man. I appreciate all of you. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm grateful. I'm all of that, man. I mean, y'all support this channel so much, man. Y'all have caused this platform, man, to expand. It's crossing over into other audiences. I'm seeing new people come by all the time. And I know it's because of y'all, man, you know. And I just thank y'all, man. I thank all of y'all for your support, man. I do, you know, and that's real. And I don't just say it to kiss your butts, because by now y'all know X don't kiss no butts. But I appreciate all of y'all, man. I appreciate all y'all support, man, and y'all watching, and you know, the views, the shares, the subscriptions. I'm thankful for it all, man. So I sincerely thank you, all of you. All right. So let's get at it. Brother Supreme is in the house. Brother Supreme, what's good with you, man?
Hey, what's going on, X, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, man. Friday night, man. Friday night. You know, I ain't work today, so you know, day off and shit. So you know, I ain't did too much of nothing today.
Man, I wish I could say the same. Usually, I have these days off, closer to the weekend or whatnot. But man, when it cuts the winter, clients start calling, and man, a lot of rush jobs. So yeah, it was a long work day.
Yeah, me, man. I've been taking Fridays off, man. You know, I finally took some advice from my wife, you know, because my wife said, oh, you work all the time. Oh, God, all you do is work, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I've taken Fridays off. I'm working on taking Thursdays off, but Thursday is like my paperwork day anyway. So, you know, I'm basically just like kind of sitting at the desk, you know, doing accounts receivable, accounts payable, you know, inventory lists and shit like that. I don't do too much on Thursdays anyway. I mean, I get goddamn carpal tunnel syndrome, you know, from on his damn computers and shit, you know, and printing out receipts and all that crap. But so Thursdays and Fridays, those are gonna be like my, you know, this will be like my pseudo weekend. I'm trying to make it happen.
Yeah, know how that goes, man.
Trying to make it happen.
I know we're about to get into the subject matter, but man, at the end of this month, I know what that all that paperwork is like, man. So I gotta do a whole bunch of tax stuff at the end
Yeah.
to get ready for next year. So
Crazy, man. I know. I ain't looking forward to that shit either.
yeah.
I ain't looking forward to that shit, boy. I'm telling you, I am not. But I always say this. This is what I signed up for. So I can't complain. I chose this life. I could have chose to just live in my mom's basement till I was 40 and shit. That kind of shit. But I chose to try to be a boss. So all this shit come with it. You know what I'm saying?
It comes
All
with
this
the
shit come with it.
territory, man.
Shit
What
come
up
with
to
it.
everybody in the chat? What's going on, Stoic One and Jay?
Yeah,
And
good look
Johnny
on
Miller?
that super chat, man. Brother Terrence. Now I know today because we was on Brother Obsidian's private radio show, and he was showing these videos, man. And I often talk about how Brother Supreme is always like, oh, let it burn, and when you see the shit I saw today, I'm like, damn, man, it's getting harder and harder and harder to refute my brother. It's like, and I like to refute him. I like to be like, nah, man, but when you see this shit, I mean, these old mamas, it's like, come on, man. It's like they are creating all the mess, all the junk, all the degeneracy and the miscreants, man. It's like these people are basically manufacturing this shit with how they are.
Yeah. And the dangerous thing about it all is that they're reproducing much faster than you and I.
Absolutely. Because me, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Shit, my baby 21. Shit, I ain't trying to reproduce shit. So it's like you
And
would think.
and
Go ahead.
their kids are outproducing your kids.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell
You
yeah.
said 21. They got some that already got 4 or 5 already at
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, 21, 5 kids, and number 6 in her damn gut.
Yeah.
Getting prepared to become somebody's old mama.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm telling you, boy.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for these kids, man. I mean, the shit I saw today, man, that shit turned my stomach, man. That shit turned my stomach. For a woman to go into a school, pull this boy out of the damn cafeteria by the scruff of his neck, beat him out in public, in front of everybody, in front of the teachers, in front of the counselors, and I mean, it is not just the beating, Brother Supreme, the way she talked to the boy. Like, I mean, and she had that crazy, far away crackhead look in her eye, up under that light lime blue goddamn eyeshadow she had on. I think there's an update on that story too. I think her kids got taken away from her because she an old mama of 5, right?
Yes,
She's
sir.
a mom. Yeah, she's a mama of 5. And I think they took the kids away from her and shit. What's good, Nuruddin? I'm gonna have to send Nuruddin the link. Let Nuruddin come up here and talk some shit.
Yeah, man. That Beaumont, Texas video, that's about 40 minutes from Houston. So
wow.
yeah, so that's right here at home. So man, I don't know if you're gonna go into. I know when Nuruddin gets here, he probably want to show the video or whatnot. But man, there's so many small things to pick up on that shows the attitude and the mindset of those mothers that you talk. Man, it's it's sick. It really,
Yes, it is.
it is sick, man. And I remember there was a portion of that. I think, if I'm not, if I maybe somebody in chat can correct me if I have it wrong, but like you said, she's a mother of five. And
Yeah, well, Nuruddin says she's a mother of six.
well, I know that three of the children were back to back to back.
Mm.
So it's like, good grief. You could barely take care of your children the way it was, and then you had three more kids back to back to back. I mean,
Hmm.
what goes on in the mindset there? And then, of course, there's no fathers around at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Not
Given.
there's no man on the scene, because the type of women that these chicks are, man. I mean, they want these chicks for the rest of the night. They don't want them for the rest of their life. You know, they want them for the rest of the night,
Yeah.
not the rest of their lives. And I think that's part of the problem. I think that oftentimes what happens with these women is that they take their frustrations out on these children. The frustration, not so much that they frustrated with the children per se. They're frustrated with these men, these fathers of these children, these men who they laid down and fucked, and the men don't want their asses. I think that has a lot to do with it, man. They're taking the frustrations out on these children. What's good, Black Avenger? I see you up there, man. I mean, they take these frustrations out on these kids, man. Beat these kids like they beat these kids like they would fight an adult. I have seen, because me and Babatunde Amana did a show a while back, and man, I was telling y'all early today, I saw mothers kick these little kids in the ribs, step on their heads. I mean, punch them with haymakers, uppercuts. I mean, body blows. Like, and you would think that, this is your child. This is something you're supposed to love. Why would you do that? I got a dog outside, okay? I got a big ass dog that roams my property. And sometimes that black son bitch get on my nerve because he chews my shit up.
Yeah.
But I don't even tear into that dog like that. I don't even put my hands on that dog. I yell at that motherfucker, but I don't punch him and take off my belt, grab a stick.
Whoa, X. Are you trying to infer that you care and take care of your dog better than that woman was taking care of her child?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I probably take care of my goddamn guard dog better than these women take care of these children. He's probably feel way less abuse. He probably live under better conditions. He probably eats better too, I would imagine. I mean, because you can't tell me, man. You can't tell me, and people have given me heat over this. You cannot tell me that a woman who would do this to a child out in public is this good mother. That she beat this kid to a pulp in public, but when she go home, she's Claire Huxtable. The kids are always fed on time. The kids are always cleaned on time. She help them with their homework. She makes sure, they have proper, provisions and, proper places to sleep and all that shit. I don't believe that shit. You cannot be this type of person out like that, and then you go home and you're freaking Claire Huxtable. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it.
That have them tell it. But even going into that, there's a video out of her trying to justify what she did.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you see that?
Absolutely. No, I didn't see it, but I'm sure. I mean, we know these old mamas try to justify every damn thing they do. Everything's an excuse. I'm surprised she didn't blame it on the white power structure or white supremacy or slavery or Jim Crow or the Klan. You know how that shit go.
I'm pretty sure you'll watch it. If not tonight or on the show, you'll see it. But I mean, I really do think that maybe we can do that tonight. Maybe we can look at it again because I think that it's a perfect case study of this mama syndrome that you talk about so much. I think it's just a perfect case study. It's sick, man. And
Yeah,
if I could, can I share a screen real quick?
absolutely. Go right ahead.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
And all right, so I think you see it, right?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Now this is I'm not trying to start no war or nothing, but this is another YouTuber that a lot of people know, and this was something that they put up about a week or so ago before this incident occurred. Now you see what that says?
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all weren't grabbed by the arm and whooped in a circle, and it shows. So 77 likes of individuals, no dislikes.
Mm-hmm.
You keep going down, you'll see people that are upping this type of attitude. Looking at
Yeah.
the memory, smiley face, 3 likes, doing the high knees on your tippy toes, smiling with the crying and going on, 3 likes. Ooh, girl, I immediately had a flashback. 3 likes. Whooped in a circle, squares, hexagon, laugh out loud. Uh, I know I sure as hell was. Shoes, laugh, a smiley face. Another person here, or your head held between your knees while your A is out there and waiting for the whooping. We got whooped in figure eights.
Figure eights.
Yeah. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, memories, memory. And that shows you the sickness that's really in our community, man.
Absolutely, man. Because see, we think this shit is normal.
Yeah.
We think that this is how it's supposed to be done. We think because let me tell you something, brother Supreme. I used to believe that this shit was normal. Okay, I used to believe it was normal until I had kids. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and I was never one to tell people, you shouldn't whoop your kids and all that kind of shit. But when I got to be an adult, I thought that this kind of shit was not only cruelty, man. I thought it was straight animalistic, I thought it was straight animalistic to be beating a child, this way, because I remember my mother and father, man. My mother and father would get into like arguments over, you know, my mom wanting to beat us for shit. And my old man was against that shit. So I mean, I come from that ilk. So, because my old man, he didn't believe in a lot of beating on the children and shit like that. He didn't have to do that shit. And let me tell you something, man. I can count when my kids were small, and all my kids were small at the same time. Man, I could literally count on both my hands the times that I've had to beat them over the course of their childhood.
Yeah.
Where I had to put a belt across their ass or something like that. And even with that, I never beat them to a bloody pulp.
Yeah.
I mean, and they would have to do something really, really off the ship,
Yeah.
for me to, and I never really beat them with a belt anyway. I might have hit my kids with a belt across the ass maybe twice in their whole entire lifetime. I mean, I never beat them with a belt, man. I used to take my sons. You know what I used to do to my sons when they got on my nerves, both of them? I take them and I take both of their heads and click them together like clickety clack. I would do that shit. I'd be like, boop. just one quick time. I would do that shit now. That I would do. But and my little girls, I never beat them. I mean, my daughters, I never put my hands on them. Now my sons, I would click their heads together like clickety clacks. But I never beat my daughters, man. Never. And I don't think I put a belt across my son's butts like maybe once or twice in their whole entire life.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that, man. That wasn't necessary to control my children. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I had alien children or something. But I didn't have to do that to control.
You haven't. And I mean, when I was growing up, I didn't get I didn't need all that. And my sons today, they don't need all that, So a lot of times, what I found is just communicating with them on a lot of things. There's been instances where they understood what they did wrong. They're going to get punishment or whatnot. But so far as me having to have to intimidate them with some type of fear of, I'm going to basically, use my use my brawn against them. I mean, nah. I don't my children be afraid of me. That's ridiculous.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and this is what I believe about these old mamas. I believe that many of them, man, they just don't know how to relate to children. They don't know how to relate to children, man. So everything they do concerning the children is exhibited in violence. Okay. It's in violence. Why? Because let's be honest, man, a lot of us attribute love to violence. As crazy and deranged as that sounds, a lot of us attribute love with violence. Because see, you trying to tell me that woman who dragged that boy out of there by the scruff of his neck and beat him like he was an old rented mule, you think that she didn't come from that same shit? You think she didn't come from that same nonsense?
Yeah, I think it's obvious that's actually what took place. I mean, because she actually felt that was necessary, normal, and then also the two black women that were with her found no fault in that. We had one sitting on the side and then one holding the camera. And after the event actually happened, one of them had the audacity to sing Beyonce like nothing had happened.
Like nothing had to happen. And see, when you point this kind of stuff out, Brother Supreme, people will say, you're a self-hater, you're a Supreme King coon, you're a Sambo, these are white supremacist talking points, the whole litany of descriptors that they'll give to you. Because see, we believe that all the shit we do, if it's good, it's because, we created it. If it's bad, it's not to be criticized because, see, it is a conditioning of the white power structure. It is a conditioning of the environment. It is conditioning of white supremacy and all this kind of nonsense, which I think is bullshit. Okay, I'm so sick of people saying, man, I'm getting so tired of people saying the bullshit that black folks do is because of somebody else. It's because of somebody else, as if none of us have no self-control, as if none of us don't have proper decision making, as if none of us know right from wrong. So we can just put it all on. That's like white supremacy is like diplomatic immunity. Once you invoke that, all the dumb shit you did, all the bad shit you did, all the crimes you created, all the people you hurt, it doesn't matter. It's like diplomatic immunity. White supremacy, and that's it.
Well, on that point of the whole diplomatic immunity, think about this. Exchange that woman for a black man. Would those teachers and just imagine if it was three black dudes, three grown black men that showed up, one had a phone camera in his hand and came in there and did the exact same thing. You mean to tell me that they wouldn't have went straight to jail, all three?
Man, they would have called the cops when the man walked in there and dragged the little tyke out of the cafeteria.
Yeah.
911 would have been called right then.
Yeah. Because
right
there, that was it. First of all, it's like you can't come to a public place and beat a kid like that. Come on. And then on top of that, the other two people are gonna sit back and watch and film the junk and make jokes about it. I mean, it's absurd. You know, there's so many like I was telling you before, there's so many points in that case study with that, but one that really kind of turned my stomach was when the mother addressed the son as a nigga in front of the teacher.
Yep.
That right there just shows, I would say, to me, that blows out the whole discussion of when any black women get on this whole diatribe about, oh, you know, you let white women do this and say this, or there was this tweet I saw some weeks ago by Gina Rodriguez calling somebody a nigga or something like that. And I'm like, but you're silent here, where a mother
outraged
is disrespecting and trying to purposely embarrass a little kid in front of a non-black person. So it's like you're trying to hold people to a whole other standard, but you can disrespect kids using the same language. Why?
Oh yeah.
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity, man. That's gonna be the new term. Diplomatic immunity. Diplomatic immunity. I'm about to show you something right now. I'm gonna show you something that's really gonna make your skin crawl. This might be, let me see. This might be what you talking about. Let me pull this up. Go ahead and share my screen with the folks. This is going to make your skin crawl, brother. Yeah, this gonna make your skin crawl.
Man, it's man, my skin is already been crawled off, you know, watching this stuff, man. But, I mean, that's why you got a Coon 451 here. I'm doing my little twist on Fahrenheit 451. It was a pleasure to burn the community.
Hold up, man. I'm trying to my damn computer lagging for some reason. What the fuck is going on? Okay, here we go. It's here.
Oh man.
Boom.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of what Tommy did on it, and he's right that these kids, how they learn how to communicate and talk with each other and curse at each other and disrespect and so forth. Man, this is learned by those mothers. They learn all that from
they learn to be
Lord.
They learn to be civilly augmented, socially augmented. Have you seen this one? Peep this, y'all.
Unfortunately, I did, man. But please go ahead.
Peep this, y'all. Y'all need to see this one. When I saw this shit was just like sickening to me. I was like, really? What the hell? What's going on here, boy? These damn computers ain't shit.
If I
hold on, y'all. It will be starting momentarily. We'll be starting momentarily. Unless they done took this motherfucker down. I don't know what the hell's going on here. They might have took this motherfucker down. Come on. Come on. I don't know what the hell's happening, man. My shit been lagging the last couple of days, boy.
Oh yeah.
Got too much shit. Need to defragment this motherfucker or something. Too much bullshit in here. Too much bullshit in here. Too much bullshit in here.
I have it if you
got it
to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because my shit's fucking up. I don't know what the hell's going on with my shit right now. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see okay, here it goes. It's up. It's up.
Oh, okay.
It's up. Well, at least it was for a second. That shit was for a second. Go ahead. Let's run yours. Let's run yours, Brother Supreme, because I don't know what the hell's going on over here, man. Something's not working.
Okay.
Something's not working. Go ahead. Share yours.
All right. I think do you see it?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope, it's not on there. Okay. Now it's there. It's there.
Yeah, you see it?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So
babies with them. They got babies with them. Oh my God. They got babies with them. They got babies with them.
it's crazy stuff, man.
I mean, obviously they just old baby mamas. Obviously they just old baby mamas. Obviously they just old baby mamas.
Yeah, I mean,
because see, if you are a man and you're in these children's lives, I would want to believe that you would have this woman so that, you know, she wouldn't even be trying to be out there going to blows while she got your baby strapped to her chest, you know? But we all know the deal, man. We all know that is why that is. Speak on this YouTube, you crazy, man. Freaking. We all know that, you know, when a father's on the scene, these women are less likely to do this kind of shit, man. Because see, men, we ain't trying to let these women do this shit to our babies, man. We're not letting them do it. So when you got these old mamas and they got 4 and 5 and 6 and 20 baby daddies that aren't around, they just got free reign, man, to do whatever they want. I mean, they have free reign to do whatever they want to these children, man.
Well, it's real crazy, man, because I just think about when my little brothers and nieces and nephews came on the way before, you know, my own kids came. But it was like just seeing how the way my mom reacted to just kids, just in general, you know, not wanting to be too loud around them, not wanting to, especially when they're like infants and stuff. You know, you don't want to startle them and all this type of things. And then, of course, you know, my own wife and how she, you know, dealt with the kids. To even be in a room where you don't even argue in front of little kids.
Nope.
Never. You never want to just raise your voice and to see that those kids in a lot of occasions have gotten so used to that to where they are not even startled. They don't even cry anymore.
Yep. They ain't even scared, man.
Yeah.
You see these little kids, man, they're not even afraid. I mean, they're literally not afraid about what's going on. You know why they're not afraid? Because they've seen it so many goddamn times. You know, they've seen their old mama act like a fool so many damn times. So they used to it. You know, I've seen videos where the women be out there fighting and the little tyke, he go and get him a kick in too. I'm like, what? I'm like, what the hell?
And
he get him a blow in too.
And the crazy thing about that is then those same parents will want to act a fool on the kid when the kid starts acting out.
Yeah.
And it's like all they're doing is just repeating what they've seen since infancy. They believe that that's how you interact with other people. You do it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's crazy. It is crazy.
Well, this is some of our black folks' dirty little secrets. You're not supposed to talk about how common this is. With these old mamas. This is part of the mama's culture. Y'all don't understand. It trickled down from slavery. Because the slaves used to get beat. So the mammy slave would come in and beat everybody else. So it's all we have that, what the hell they call it, that inherited trauma that they always be talking about. We've inherited this stuff, Brother Supreme, don't you know?
Man, come on now, man.
We've inherited this shit.
It's actually the exact opposite, because it seems to me, if these were individuals that were so educated and they're so queen-like and nurturing and caring and Mother Earth and all of this type of stuff, with all of the history that you know about slavery, it seems like the last thing that you would want to do is have your kids treated anything like that at all. It seems like you would be the total opposite. It seems like there would be a culture within Black America to where they said, "Hey man, y'all don't beat y'all kids enough or something."
Yeah.
Because it seems like people will be like, "Nah, we so far away from that, man. We don't never want to act like slave masters to our own kids. We have enough of that."
But isn't that funny though? Not just with the beatings and shit, but all the other shit. We hear all this talk, about white folks and how white folks do this and white folks do that. But you turn around and you see black folks doing the same exact shit. So if white folks are so awful, like everybody says, the white folks' way is so awful, why are so many of us imitating it? Why is it okay to imitate the same behavior as the, subjugator, the oppressor? Why is it all right when we do it? I mean, that shit. I mean, because I've been harping on that shit for a couple weeks. Like, why is it all right for us to do the same shit that we claim the oppressor, the subjugator, did to us? Why is that okay? Why is it that we get a pass on this shit? Because we black, so when we do it, it means something different. When they beating them kids down to the ground, they're not really beating them, man. That's them showing them love. When they're going across their head with sticks and belt buckles, that's not abuse, man. That's nurturing. That's nurturing.
Because they're queens, as Nuruddin said.
Yeah.
That goes with that diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
but watch this, X, just to show you the sickness within our community. And I don't believe it's a community anyway. It's Black society, communita, if you call it. But just show it. And I'll just get the individuals in the chat to participate in this one. If you could start naming some of the things that either you were beat with or that you have heard Black people say that they got beat with as a child, and other people laughed about it. They look back at it with joy. Oh man, I remember when we used to get whipped with the Hot Wheels tracks and stuff. Go ahead, chat. What are some of the things that people have said that they have gotten beat with, and it was like a badge of honor in the Black community?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And they think
I
shit
remember
is
people
perfect.
saying they used to have to go pick their switch. Some people used to say they had to go get rose bushes. Rose with the thorns?
The thorns.
Yeah.
With the thorns.
Yeah. I mean, do you see how sick that is? You're gonna hit a child with a thorn with a rose bush? Look at this junk, man. I done seen people say that they got hit with belt buckles, extension cords. Stoic just said it. Electronic device cables. I mean, do you work with with different things, different machinery, X. Inside of a extension cord is braided wire.
Exactly. It's braided copper. Braided copper. Wow.
It's like, are you insane? You're gonna hit a child with braided copper?
Let me tell you something. When I was a younger guy, right? When I was a kid, couldn't have been no more than 9 or 10. And I wish that I had the wherewithal back then to call the police, but I didn't. We had a friend, man. And when he got in trouble, his mom would put him into scalding hot water. He would come out the house, man, because she was old baby mama, and she would come out of the damn house. He would come out of the house, man, with fucking blisters and shit all over him. I mean, and we laughed at the shit, we like 9 or 10. Oh man, you got tore up last night. And I mean, he would have blisters on his arms and on his back and his legs and shit. And we thought that shit was funny. And not so much that we thought it was funny, man. We thought that shit was normal.
Yeah.
We thought that shit was normal.
Look at it.
Hey, what's good, Raw Black? Oh shit, Mr. Fantastic in here too. I'm gonna shoot Mr. Fantastic the link too.
Look at this junk that Mr. Fantastic listed. A switch, a doggone a racetrack, a hanger, the metal one and the plastic one, bed mats. Good grief.
Yep.
I mean, how far is this away from slavery?
Yeah. And I guarantee you, most of the people who got beat with that shit was getting beat with it by their old mama, by their old mothers. Because mamas co-sign this shit, man. They are the provocateurs of this shit, man. They are the promulgators of this shit, the promoters of this shit. They are.
I was talking to MGTOW Flight a few days ago, man. He was talking about some of this. He said there was this once where his mom hit him while he was in the car. And he said that feeling came across him where you kind of black out and you see like the white light. And I'm just like, good grief. A grown person is going to hit a child so hard to where they virtually black out.
That shit's crazy, man.
Fellas, what are you doing? You are disrespecting the queen. What is wrong with y'all? You cannot part your lips at the queen? What is wrong with you? Even though she is the queen of everything wrong, you cannot part your lips at the queen. What's wrong with y'all? Huh? Why are y'all disrespecting the black queen, who's the queen of getting her credit messed up, having illegitimate kids and having Slim Sausage as a king? You cannot talk about the queen. What's wrong with y'all?
Whoa. Did Brandon
this queen? Do you know that this queen did anything?
Did Brandon L just say some use a hammer? God, no.
A hammer.
And
God to tell me that they beating the little tykes with hammers now.
Yes.
Come on.
And you know what's gonna be messed up? These are the same kids you're gonna have to deal with when they start robbing your house, busting up in your car, and you may have to shoot one of them.
Yeah.
Even though I was making a joke out of it, it's true.
These are little motherfuckers that grow up 10, 15 years later and running around shooting folks in the head and shit and robbing liquor stores and stealing cars and, you know, breaking in motherfuckers' houses and shit like that.
And raping women and getting shot at by the police.
Yeah.
You know, there's a video of that where this dude tried to rape this chick and he got killed.
Yeah.
He literally got killed. It's all over YouTube.
Man,
you know,
this is some sick stuff, man.
That's where this shit comes from.
If this stuff don't need to be burned down, then what does?
Well, listen, fellas, I'm gonna go back to work, but I'll try to get on after I get out of here.
All right. I mean, this is what we gotta understand, man. And I know many of us disagree with it, but the fact is this, man. When you have children, man, growing up under these fucking conditions, you can't sit there and tell me with a straight goddamn face that this stuff doesn't affect these kids, man. You can't do it. You can't sit up there and convince me that this shit does not affect these children, man. I don't care what you say.
Of course it does, X. And I think it shows when you look at some of the adults. When you just to kind of move it over, you see this abuse going on. Then can you understand that an individual that has grown up under that regime, they feel that it is necessary to fight for a chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the mentality comes from. So it's like, man, you know, you have generations of individuals that have grown up with dealing with all of this type of stuff. And as adults, they're making decisions of destroying their own vehicles, each other and killing another person over a dang sandwich.
Yep. These are the offspring of the infamous baby mama. These are the offspring of these old mamas, man.
Yeah. I mean, Obsidian said it the other day, but I'll just steal it. Back in the day, in the 60s, they used to say you had love childs, right? Now you have children that are hate babies. They were conceived in hate.
Yep.
Because you get these women and these dudes together, half of the time they arguing with each other. And then not bothered, and then they screwing each other and having children. And these children, again, are children conceived in hate.
Yep.
They didn't even want them in the first place.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. They didn't even want these kids, man. So if they didn't want them before they had them, you think they want them now that they got them? No. You really think they want these kids, man? These kids are just a freaking a necessary evil. Yep, a necessary evil. They're a check to these women. Okay, they brutalize these children, half take care of them, half feed them, half clothe them, half house them, all that shit. They let their old good for nothing ass boyfriends rape the kids and pretend like they don't know what's happening in the whole nine. I mean, they don't give a shit. These old mamas don't give a shit about these kids. And I get emails sometimes, because I get a couple people that write me and be like, "Oh man, you must really hate your mother the way you talk." Number one, okay, me hating my mother wouldn't matter now anyway, because she's been dead since 2014. Number two, I've never told anybody that I hated my mama, but guess what? I hate some of y'all goddamn mamas. Yes, I do. I hate some of y'all's mamas. Yes, I do. Because if your mama beat you the way I see these kids get beat, I hate her ass, even though I don't know her. If she punish you the way I see some of these little tykes get punished, yes, I hate her ass. Yes, I do. If she half feed you, half clothe you, half house you, now or used to 20 years ago, you're damn right. I hate your old black ass mama. That's right. I hate her. You know why? Because she fucked you up. She fucked you up, and she didn't raise you the way she was supposed to raise you. She didn't teach you shit either. She didn't teach you anything.
Don't you tell me how I should raise my kids.
You know? I mean, come on, man.
In there, what they gonna tell you? Don't you tell me how to raise my kids.
Shit, man. Yeah, because I've gotten, they wrote me, I've gotten some emails because, my email is easy to find. You can find it right on the TPOT YouTube page. So people, oh, man, you must really hate your mother, Xavier. No, I don't. I hate y'all mamas, though. I hate y'all old mamas, boy. Because let me tell you something. Ain't no telling what I would have turned out to be if I was raised by one of these old hoes. Ain't no telling. That's where the rub is for me. Okay. And this is where I kind of give people the benefit of the doubt, because it's hard for you to become someone productive. It's hard for you to become someone sensible, someone sociable, someone civil, when you got this uncivil, unsocialized demon rearing you. I mean, we can't be surprised when they grow up to rob liquor stores and carjack and shoot folks over a jacket, stab somebody over a chicken sandwich. We can't be surprised, because if you follow one of them motherfuckers home, behind that door is a jackass old mama that they're imitating. Guaranteed. You can do that with see a kid that's really, really off the chain and he's like 9, 10, 11. Follow him to his house. And behind that screen is an old jackass off the chain mama. Guaranteed. What we got?
Man, I gotta show you this X. This is the mama, right? That beat that dude, that little boy. These are her words after the fact.
Oh, this her copping the plea.
Hey, that my son first. You understand? His teacher is handicapped, and he threatened that woman. She was when I got the message. She was scared for her life, y'all. You understand?
Oh Lord.
Wrong for calling my son a nigga, because that's not how I want to raise my son. First of all, you understand? That is the last thing I would like to ever do to my son. Y'all might I can go to jail. That's cool. But down here they believe in your child getting his ass hit. You understand? They believe in that out here. But y'all can be mad or however that scene may go. But half of y'all need to whoop y'all motherfucking kids' motherfucking ass. So be mad at me or however it is. He threatened that woman's motherfucking life, bro. He threatened that woman's life. And as me raising a motherfucking black son, you got me fucked up. So anybody got anything to say about that, that's your motherfucking issues, bro. Because you can't tell me how to raise my child, and I can't tell you how to raise your child. Which I know half of you hoes sucking dick in front of y'all kids. Don't let me get on here and buy y'all up, because I know half of y'all, bro. Sitting there twerking and shit. What type of world y'all in? But y'all got me fucked up raising my child, bro. My child. I'm not gonna have no motherfucking black man of mine threatening no motherfucking woman. Like he gonna or something. You got me fucked up. So y'all can be mad, say what y'all gotta say. A fight come with that. Call CPS, do what you have to do. But the teacher called me up there, and the teacher told me to beat his ass. And I caught him where I caught him at. So hey, y'all, I apologize that a bunch of y'all are upset about that. Yeah, I did with the social media shit. I didn't post that shit. If y'all go on my page, that shit not on my page. That's not on my page at all. So all I can say is I really apologize for a bunch of y'all feeling the way that y'all feel. You understand? I really feel bad about that situation. But with that being said, hey, I can really give a fuck how y'all feel. Cause ain't none of y'all gonna fuck. I don't say nothing about you dick sucking ass, cock sucking ass hoes, sucking dick in front of your child. Y'all can say all that shit y'all want to. Gonna fight, baby. I'm where I'm at, but that's my child. My child. And I said that as an adult, I should have cussed him out. I should have cussed that. I was very upset. He threatened that motherfucking woman life and told that woman he something that as a first grade ladies shouldn't even be thinking about, baby. So I'm fucked up about that situation. But y'all give me a dick. How about that? You give me a dick. I ain't got time for none of that. I did not let her post. I knew that she had the videos. But as that being said, I did what I had to do, y'all. I can be a poor excuse of mama. A lot of y'all motherfuckers fucked up in y'all life. Y'all can't sit there and tell me that y'all 100% the best motherfucking mama. Because I'ma go by the way I have to go, bro. I raised my child the way I had to raise my child. And said what the same said.
Some sick
And
junk there.
of course, there's always an excuse from these old mamas. These old mamas. And boy, they got an excuse for every fucking thing. And see, I can't even totally be mad at her. Because you listen to this woman. Every third word is a piece of profanity.
Yep.
What kind of dudes? See, I'm pissed at us now. Because boy, we'll climb on top of this old ratchet hoe and busting her and fucking we'll climb on top of this old ratchet hoe and busting her, boy, and give her another damn kid to neglect and another body to claim for a check. It's like, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you see this shit, right? And you say to yourself, because you listen to her, giving all these fucking excuses and reasons for being a jackass. But you're like, damn, what gave her this mind state? What gave her this mind state that, she can go in there, whoop this boy, whoop him like a old rabid dog, curse at him, call him nigger, and all this kind of nonsense in front of everybody, the teacher and every damn body else. And then you got these other hoes with her. They're egging the shit on. They're filming it, as if, this is just another day at the office. That's why I said earlier today, if she'll beat that boy like that out in public, imagine what she does to that boy when he's home behind closed doors, what he gets. All right. She was taking it easy out there.
Yeah, that wasn't new to him, man. And
no,
I mean it's sick, man. Just to show the difference, man. Like when the video came out yesterday, when I was watching it, at least, my wife was we were, like I told you, we came home from the violin, my son's recital, and we're watching it. And man, she is visibly getting shaken up. I see like her face turning red or whatnot. And, she had to look away. And a little bit later, I came to her and she was, she was all teary eyed and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, babe, this. And she was like, this stuff goes on. Like someone would want to treat their child like this. And I was like, yeah, that's what happens. And she was shook, man. And I'm just like, good grief, for people to actually believe that this type of behavior from an adult to a child is normal.
Yep, perfectly normal. And to think, man, that, I got to jump on the brothers again, man, because it's like, I mean, to actually be willing to let this woman mother your child, because I doubt if this old hoe just got like this. She's probably been like this. She's always been this way. She's always been ratchet. She's always been a fool. The bitch got 6 kids. She probably ain't no more than 24. She got 6 because she been fucking and having babies probably ever since she was about 14. So I think that's a lot of the problem too. You know, you got these chicks, they pumping these babies out when they 14 and 15 years old. Man, these hoes ain't got no business with no children, man. They have no business freaking being over or having children under their care. Come on, let's be honest. All right, let's be honest. These women have no business, man, having children under their care, man. I mean, you look at a woman and the way she brutalized that boy, you really think that bitch should have children underneath her care, man? Like I said, she beats that boy down to the ground like that in front of everybody, but at home, she's Claire Huxtable. At home, she's helping him with his homework. At home, she's making sure he's fed right. She's making sure he's clean right, making sure his hair's cut, making sure he got proper clothing, proper shoes, a proper place to sleep. All that's going on. Okay, all that's going on the inside, but when she get outside, she's a baby brutalizer. Come on, man. I mean, it speaks for itself. And I've had this argument with people before too, and they're like, "Oh man, that don't go together." X bullshit. You can't tell me some hoe who do all that shit to them children, man, is actually taking care of them kids, right, man? They don't give a fuck about that kid. Come on, man.
Let me ask you something else, X. Where's the Breakfast Club coverage of this? Where's Sway's coverage of this? Where's Oprah's coverage of this? Where's the national story of, you know what? We don't want children to be abused. Where's the Me Too people? Where's the Black Lives Matter? Where are all of this long group of black women with the black Twitter, as it were, that are shouting outrage, calling for this mother to be jailed? Why are they
don't care? They don't care, man. They don't care. You know, what they care about is people like us talking about it. See, it's all right, you know, for it to be shown. It's all right for it to go viral. It's all right for everybody to key and laugh and shit at it on YouTube and Facebook. But see, it's not all right for people like you and I to be discussing it. See, that's the rub. See, black people don't give a fuck what we do. See, black people give a fuck when people start talking about it, especially when you're talking about it in an unfavorable way. Now, if we were up here talking about how great it was, and you know, you go, girl, with your ratchet ass. You know, we was up there doing that, you know, giving the old fist pump and giving her the old kudos for being a good mother. People wouldn't have a problem with that. See, we as black folks, we know we fucked up. We just don't want black folks saying it. Yeah, we're not allowed to say it. We're not allowed to say, hey, this is bullshit. Even though we know this is bullshit. We're not allowed to say it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this again then. Do you think this would have been a national story if this was a white woman beating a black kid?
Absolutely. It would have been a national story if it was a black man doing it.
Let's say the pro blacks and the whole other crowd, B1, all that other stuff. Let's say if this was a perfect scenario for them. Let's say it was a white mother and her black child, and she was beating that child like that in front of the teacher and calling the black boy nigga and all this other stuff. Do you think there would have been stories and coverage on it?
Man, let me tell you something. If a white woman get caught beating a black child, not only would there be internet outrage, they would be calling for that white woman's head. And everybody would be running it and showing clips of it, you know, on their YouTube channel, and, you know, talking about see white supremacy. See, this is what Becky's do to black boys and all sort kind of nonsense. I mean, this is what you would be hearing if that were the case. If it was a white woman doing this to some black child, that's the shit you would hear.
It's like D-Mac the trucker took the words out of my mouth, because that happened here in Houston as well with Adrian Peterson. But I was just thinking, like, just think of it. Michael Vick was accused not of actually fighting the dogs, but just having it on his property, having it set
Oh
up
yeah.
property. And the Negro went
Oh
to
yeah.
jail and lost his career, basically. This woman can go
Mhm.
to school, drag her kid out of lunch in front of all these other little kids, and then beat the mess out of it on social media where the world can see she's still walking around.
Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. Well, see, that's the
That's
thing. That's the thing, brother Supreme. We all know, we always hear. That's why I always jump on this. When people be talking about these old mamas, need to be protected and all this so kind of nonsense. They the most protected motherfuckers on this planet because see,
exactly.
they're not allowed to be criticized for shit. They're not allowed to be held accountable for shit. Everything they do is because of white men, black men, white supremacy, black supremacy, the Ku Klux Klan, Jim Crow, slavery, all that shit. The Egyptian pyramids. Yeah, everything they do is that shit. And the crazy thing is, you don't hear any women. I haven't heard any women on the fucking internet condemn this shit.
Radio
Maybe I
silence.
just haven't watched. I haven't watched enough, but I haven't heard. I didn't hear any women condemn this shit when me and Baba Tunde did this shit like a month or two ago. And I mean, I showed clip after clip after clip after clip of these old mamas stepping on these kids' heads, kicking them, beating them with sticks. I mean, slapping these children so hard, man, where their little heads just go right on down to the floor. I didn't hear one fucking black broad get up there and condemn it. You know why? Because they think they got the right to do this shit, man. They think they have the right to do it. They have the right to do whatever they want. That is the problem with these old mamas. They think that they have the right to do whatever they want just because these children fell out of their old funky hole. Especially if that kid's father, you can tell when a kid's father is not in his life because, see, these old mamas treat those children like that. Because you think you got a baby by me, you think you would be beating him like that? Yeah, right. Yeah, right, girl. Yeah, right. That's how you know these kids have got no fathers, man. Because, see, a kid father ain't putting up with that shit. He ain't letting you step on his baby head, kick his baby in the ribs, punch his baby in the face, go cross his baby with a goddamn 2x4 across his back, breaking broomsticks across him and shit like that, throwing him in hot water. Ain't no man letting no woman do that shit to his baby. He's not.
Man,
He's not.
I just went through the whole gambit of the usual suspects when it comes to black YouTube so far as the women. Not one story on this at all. Not one. No story on the two women fighting with their infant baby strapped on them in Walmart either.
Nope. No outrage. But let some black celebrity marry a white girl or an Asian girl or a Latino girl. Boy, goddamn.
Heck,
Social media will be on fire.
let Gina Rodriguez say nigga. Oh, it's all.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to boycott and all this other stuff. I'm like, it's telling you, man, it's bizarro world. And I really do.
Telling you.
That's why I tell you, X, you gotta burn it down. I know Mr. Fantastic is out there. He charging his phone. He'll probably get up on here later. But
yeah, he said he's gonna jump up later.
Tell him the same. How do you justify this, Mr. Fantastic? How do you say, yeah, it can be saved? When this is no, they actually feel that treating your children, the next generation that's going to come after generation, what's that? The Zillennials. I think they call it the alphas.
Mm-hmm.
How do you save this?
Brother Supreme, I've said this many, many times, man. And, you know, I hate to say it, but a lot of these freaking children, man, they're doomed. They doomed soon as they leave the womb. For the simple fact of who their old mama is, man.
Then people want to complain later about, oh man, you know, people can't have relationships and they can't communicate with each other and so forth. Of course not. They've been abused since infancy. All they know is fighting and cursing and yelling and half trying to kill each other, and then viewing that as love. Oh, wait, now it's time for us to get down in the bed. That's some junk.
Yep.
That's sick.
Well, see, this is the thing. You know, people don't like to talk about this stuff, but right here on the TPOT YouTube page, we talk about this shit. When you talk about these old mamas, somewhere to the tune of 6 out of 10 of them, they sexually molested by the time they're 16 anyway, right? So you're talking 60% of black women who have endured some type of molestation for the freaking, simply because of the negligence of their old mama, right? So most of these women are over sexualized right off the rip. Because if you sexually molested as a child, not only are you more likely to be more sexually promiscuous, make worse decision with men, do horrible in school, and go on and on and on and on and on. So you got a bunch of over sexualized, okay, unfathered, uncivil, uncouth freaking women out there having these children in the first place. Okay, they dump these babies out, got one in their gut every damn year. They look up, they're 23 years old. Okay, they got 6 already. The oldest one is 7, and these women don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do. Lady Ruby said something really important when she was on my show the other week. She said that she said these girls are not giving birth to their children, man. They're giving birth to their siblings. They're giving birth to their siblings. And what they're doing is they're treating them that way. They're treating them like they're their siblings, like they're their little brothers, their little sisters. They're not treating them like they're their child, man. They're saying it like this hoe that you just had on the screen. Oh, I raised my child the way I want. She's not raising the child. She might be providing provisions for the child, food, clothing, water, putting them on the bus every day, but she's not raising the child. Because, see, her answer to everything is the belt, the stick, the switch, the bat, the shoe, the whatever. That's not raising no kid, man. I bet you that little motherfucker probably can't even spell his name. I bet you he can cuss, though.
I'm going to tell you this. And, you know, people can, you know, call me a hater and all this other stuff, all they want. But right now, I'm looking at a string. 3 women that is on this string. They're all black. They having a conversation. Over 200, close to 250 people watching. They talking about some sisterhood and who gonna check us. And I'm just thinking, here it is. We as black men, we're sitting up here having a conversation about the protection of kids. They're having a conversation about who gonna check us. Do you not see the irony in that? Why is it that the men in the community are more they're more concerned about real life things than the women that's actually pushing the babies out they behind?
Well, you know, you don't hear that shit on Black YouTube. And I've talked about this before. You know, we always talk about protecting black hoes. We always talk about protecting a community and all this kind of nonsense. But you never hear anybody talk about protecting these children. You never hear anybody talking about keeping these little children from getting molested, keeping these little children from getting beaten, making sure these children have proper education, making sure these children have a proper rearing, a proper home. You never hear people discussing that shit. All right. Because, see, when people talk about the quote unquote black community, now all they talking about is hoes and kids. But see, what they normally do is they connect the kids to the hoes. So they don't really have to mention the children at all. Because see, they're really trying to protect these old mamas. And like I said, these are the most protected people. They say, oh, black women are the most unprotected. Bullshit, man. Black women can do any fucking thing they want. All right. They can get away with all kinds of shit. I mean, I don't know. The only thing I could possibly think of that women need to be protected from is their own selves. Okay. They want to be protected. They want to have the right to do the shit that they do, beat the shit out of the kids. They want to have the right to have as many babies as they want, buy as many people as they want. And they also want to have the right to act ratchet, act a fool, act like straight nigga hoes, and have carte blanche and no one says anything. These are the things they're talking about when they're talking about protection. Okay. But when it comes to those children, they themselves don't even protect these children. They don't protect these children from freaking getting molested, because if they were, you wouldn't have 60 or 70% of them getting freaking raped and touched by the time they're 16. If these hoes were protecting their own children, forget other people's children, their own.
Can I throw more fire or gasoline to your fire, X, if you don't mind?
I'm the trigger.
I'm gonna throw something. I'm gonna do a share screen with you. I'm gonna throw something to you that you're gonna be like, oh man, why you show this to me, Supreme King? Watch. You see my screen?
I'm surprised at anything I see nowadays. Yeah, I see it. I see it.
What is that?
I think we're lagging a little bit on YouTube, but I can see it.
You see that right there? Black Mamas Matter Alliance.
Oh
yeah.
Black
this
Mamas Matter.
Yeah, it's a national movement, bro. So look who you see here. These mamas.
These old mamas.
They got their whole
play it.
Man,
did someone say mamas? These old mamas. Okay, go ahead, Brother Supreme.
Yeah, they got a whole movement just for black mamas.
Wow.
You see who they got right there in the middle there? Does that look like one of them? No. But when they want, oh yeah, all of the colorism stuff go far out the way when they want to identify somebody that don't even identify as black with them. But you look at these pictures, these are these black mamas and their movement that's going on right not too far from you, X.
So where's all this going down?
Yeah.
Where's all of this going down at?
This is actually set by the government. This is a national movement that's slated through DC. Black.
No.
Yes.
Black. This is some old official government back shit.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Come on.
Yes. You can look it up yourself. Black Mamas Matter.
Wow.
This junk goes on and on and on and on. Now, check this out. Have you seen any fathers?
Well, you know,
You
it's
see
probably
one
just
here. You see one here. Do they say father? Who do they say? Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going and going and going. All of these
Well,
mamas.
you gotta look at
Look at this
black.
picture here. What's wrong with this picture, fellas?
What the man? Is that a man?
Oh, but what's going on here?
He's pregnant.
Oh!
Man is pregnant. Well, you know, this shit is all about the emasculation of men anyway, just like Black Lives Matter. You ever looked on Black Lives Matter's goddamn website? It ain't shit up there. Ain't shit on there mentioning fathers or anything concerning black men. So, you know, when they talking about black lives, they talking about black holes and these kids that they turn into little demons and shit.
Look at this. Everyone loves someone who had an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
The black woman. I met God. She's black.
Well, you know these old mamas are always good for running fucking these old bullshit sayings and cliches and all this old kind of nonsense. It's like
look at this junk. Look at this junk, man. A writing workshop? I mean, what the
yeah.
You draws?
Yeah. Yeah. A writing workshop for grown ass fucking women, but you don't see shit in there for the children.
You gotta have the tats and stuff going on, but you're a mama.
Yeah.
What is this?
See the bar is so low.
Damn. Black Lives Matter, doggone. I mean, it's
the bar is so low, Brother Supreme. See, with these women, just having a fucking kid is an accomplishment. Yeah, if they done squeeze 1, 2, 3, 5, 15, 20 out of that old funk box, see, that is an accomplishment. Yeah, that's an accomplishment. If you had a kid or 10 kids, see, these are accomplishments. So they need to be praised, applauded, all that shit.
Do you see this podium? This woman is almost as wide as that oversized podium. Look.
I'm seeing it. But you're not supposed to say that. That's coon talk. That's coon talk. That's coon talk.
Grief. I mean, what is this junk? What is this?
That's coon talk, man.
It's like, good grief, man. Now, the position that they want to see you in is this. That's the position that they want to see you in.
Yeah.
And on the back of your head. I mean, what?
Cause see, it's this thing. I remember when I was growing up, man, and you always heard women talk about, you know, the strong, silent type. So when they're saying the strong, silent type, what they're saying is a motherfucker who don't say nothing about nothing. He's strong enough, you know, to put up with your toxic, belligerent, volatile bullshit, and he says nothing. That's what that meant. I mean, I didn't know it meant that, you know, 35 years ago, but I know it now. That's what it meant. It meant you don't say shit. You don't call none of this shit out. You let her do and say whatever the hell she wants, act the way she wants, treat your kids the way she wants, and you just suck it up and say not a goddamn word, Negro. That's what that means.
You see what this says? My mama said to tell you black mamas matter. You
Oh
know
yeah.
this? Look here. Baby Cardi.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they saying that Cardi B, that's somebody that you're supposed to be looking up to as a doggone baby mama for your alliance that's set with the government? Really?
Ah.
Really?
Well, see, you got to understand, man. I mean, the government does play a part in some of this shit because, see, the government enables this shit. The government kind of lets them get away with this shit. Mothers are rewarded for being baby mamas. They're not condemned. Okay, they're not condemned. At least they're not condemned by the white power structure, and they damn sure ain't condemned by us. All right. All this shit is allowed. This is how it's supposed to be, man. It's not it. A kid not having a father around isn't supposed to matter, man. It doesn't matter. You hear people say that shit. It doesn't matter if the kid has a father or not. That shit does not matter. Just like it does not matter how bad these women beat these children or treat them.
You see this junk, man?
Okay? This is what it is.
So that's what I'm telling you, man. It's like I'm gonna close on now, but your whole mama thing that you be talking about, you have content for days just on.
Yo, I got a whole series, man. It's one of the TPOT series, the old mama series, cause you never run out of material when it comes to these old mamas. You never run out of material. You just don't. You don't run out of material. You know? I mean, don't get me wrong, okay? I imagine that, if your old baby mama, and you got 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, 10 kids, I'm pretty sure it's rough on you. I'm pretty sure it's rough, especially if you got one in your gut every damn year. I'm pretty sure it's rough, you old mama. But at the same time, it had to be rough when you had 1, when you had 2, when you had 3, when you had 4, when you had 5. So why did you keep doing it? Why'd you have 6, then 7, then 8? Why'd you keep doing it? And a better question, where were babies 1 and 2 when you were out making number 3? Where was baby number 1, 2, and 3 when you were making number 4? Where was babies 1, 2, 3, and 4 when you was making baby number 5? I mean, when you got all these kids running around, how you got time to be somewhere fucking? Like, you would think that, you there with the kids. I mean, you got 5 of them. You ain't got time to fuck no more. You done use all your fucking time up. All your fucking time has been consumed. By the time you got 4 little tykes running around, all your fucking time is consumed. So how are you able to make 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Where the rest of them at? Where them 8 kids at when you making baby number 9? Where them 7 kids at when you making baby number 8? I mean, where are they? Stoic one said at grandma's house, but all of them stoic one? All of them at grandma's?
No. Actually, in that video where the lady was describing, where she was trying to justify herself, she told the other black women, she said, "Oh, some of y'all be doing stuff, sucking some dude off with a baby watching." Them babies,
of course they do. Of course they do.
And I have proof. You keep doing your thing, X. I'm gonna show you some proof.
Of course they do. I mean, how can they not be in there fucking and sucking and everything else when you got fucking 5 and 6 kids and y'all all in like this little 1-bedroom studio apartment and shit. You know, of course the kids are there seeing everything your ass do, because it ain't like when they have all these kids, you know, they stop chasing fucking men. I mean, it's obvious that that's all they do. That's why the bitch got 7 kids and she only 24. I mean, that's all she does is chase dicks. Obviously, isn't that obvious? That's all she does, especially when she got 7 kids and they all got different faces and shit. All she do is chase men. Oh, that's all she does. So, of course, the kids see everything. Kids walking in the room, mom feet pointing to the sky and shit. You know they seeing it.
Yeah.
That's part of the abuse, man. It's not just the beatings, the neglect, and the half-ass treatment. It's the shit that the children get exposed to by these old mamas. The shit they're forced to look at. The shit they're forced to live with. I mean, these women don't even have the wherewithal to keep that shit away from these children. The dudes they fuck, the shit they do, the crack they smoke, the shit they drink, they old loud ass, good for nothing, ratchet ass friends. They don't even have the wherewithal to keep this stuff away from these children, man. These old mamas don't care about any of that. It doesn't matter to them. Why? Because these children are their property. They look at them like their property, man. They don't have to take any consideration for them. They don't have to shield them from anything. They don't have to protect them from anything. I had you here, that's it. Period.
Here we go, X. Here's the proof to show that these kids know exactly what be going on. Just let me know when you see it.
Okay, I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
Just listen in. And they think that this is funny.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
No.
Y'all be having it.
Who be having it? That might be the movie we be watching sometimes.
Oh yeah. Y'all don't have a TV in y'all room.
We can watch TV on my computer though.
No.
So
Now think about that. Well, what was he describing, X?
Mm-hmm. He describing one of them old Negroes up at mama room with her damn feet pointed to the damn ceiling. And let me tell you something. You see how she was trying to cover it up?
Yep.
She done exposed that boy to that shit so much that he can imitate the sounds noise for noise. Because he done heard it so much. I mean, he can imitate that shit noise for noise.
Yep.
Now, people look at this and be like, y'all blowing this out of proportion. Y'all just jumping on these mothers, man, and this and that. No, man, the proof is in the fucking pudding, man. You're trying to tell me that these mothers ain't shit, okay? They ain't shit, but we shouldn't be faulting them for how the children turn out? Really? Really? We shouldn't be faulting them at all. Not at all. Now, don't get me wrong. Once your ass get to be a certain age, you know you're supposed to outgrow that shit, okay, that your mama has over you. But, I mean, while you little, man, you can't. You have no choice but to acclimate and be part of what's going on. You don't have any choice, man. There's nothing you can do. You're a kid. You don't have any control. So what do? You have a tendency to live what you see. You live what you learn. You live what you're exposed to. You're a kid. What else are you supposed to do? You don't know what else to do. You're a child. There's nothing you can do, man, except live what you learn. And like I said before, why you think a lot of these kids by the 4th grade ain't reading on their grade level, man? Only about 20% of black children are reading on grade level, counting on grade level, writing at grade level by the 4th grade. You think that's a coincidence? Because the other 80%, they illiterate as hell, can't write, can't read, can't count, can't do math. But I tell you what, I bet you they can cuss, though. I bet you they can imitate the sounds of an orgasm. I bet you they can do that.
Yeah.
But they can't write the name, can't tie the shoe, don't know colors, don't know words, don't know numbers. But boy, they can sure cuss. Boy, they can sure imitate orgasms. Where they learning that from? Where they learning that from?
Now that thread from that tweet, 112,000 likes.
Oh, absolutely.
That shows you the sickness in the community.
Yeah. We love this kind of shit. It's funny. It's comical. You know, it's cute, you know? Because see, that's us, you know, that's how we supposed to be. Get it? We supposed to be that way.
Now, when that kid grows up and starts doing that same type of stuff to other women, then they gonna say, "Oh, ain't no good men out there."
Yep. Well, we already know, Brother Supreme. These chicks are raising the same type of men that they bitch and moaning about. They're raising the same type of men. The reason why they can actually say these old men that they let squirt up in their old funk box and bounce, the reason why they can say that these men ain't worth a damn, you know why? Because these men have been raised by the same type of old mama hoes that are around today. These men mamas was just like the women of today. They were the same thing. They were the same kind of women. They didn't give a shit about the kid, beat the kid to within an inch of his life, half feed him, half clothe him, half house them, leave them home by themselves and all this kind of nonsense. Let the old bullshit boyfriends be raping them and molest them and shit. And then you wonder why they come out to be these killers, robbers, burglars, carjackers, knocking old ladies in the head, taking their pocketbook, breaking into stores and shit like that, shooting folks, toting guns when they're 14. You trying to tell me that this shit is not a direct result of the shit that these young boys have endured from their old mamas?
See, this is where
you're trying to tell me that it's not a direct result of that. Come on, man.
It's such a direct result. It will be a blind man can see it. So, I mean, but this is where the rubber hits the road, because again, this is why I promote the whole thing of, hey man, you got to burn this junk down. You got to destroy this junk at its root, and you can't allow it to grow any further. Like take for instance, my boy here, who we always go back and forth, infantry skills. He says solution to this problem is better parenting needs to be promoted, plus encouraging decent, productive black men and women to have more babies than the uneducated black men and women. Now, how are you going to do that when you got when you got Bone Quisha, who can pop out 6 children before she's 23?
Mm-hmm.
What productive and what productive educated black man is going to try to have 6? Is going to try to compete with Bone Quisha and her 6 kids? That will bankrupt you if you try to do something like that.
I'm with Brother Infantry on the fact that, more productive people should be having children as opposed to these stupid ass trap house hoes. I agree with that part of it. But see, this is the thing, Brother Infantry. See, productive educated people aren't going to have 9 and 10 and 11, and they're not going to do it because they're productive. They're productive, educated people. They're not trying to have 9 and 10 kids. They're not, even if they can afford to take care of them. It's the people who broke as hell, living in abandoned buildings and shit, who got 7 babies inside that freaking abandoned building that they're living in. That is the problem. You got the people with the least of resources, the least of education, the least of parenting skills, the least of any type of social capital when it comes to raising children. These are the people who are having 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 goddamn kids, struggling with them. Okay, they're struggling with these kids. They're struggling to take care of them. They're struggling to raise them. They're struggling to house them. They walk around frustrated because they can't get a man to come in there and be with them and all these little bastards. So these children end up suffering due to that, man. People who are productive and educated, man, they're not going to bring children into those type of circumstances. They're not going to be a broke ass motherfucker, okay, and have 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 kids. That's stupid. Any educated, productive person knows that that's a bad idea.
Yeah. See, so that whole idea of, oh man, kumbaya, all we gotta do is just come together and work together. It's like, no, that ain't gonna happen. They are out producing you because they are throwing caution to the wind. And if you want to remain productive, you can't do that. They don't care that they bringing in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 children. They don't care. Because the amount of time that it takes for them to bring out their 9, it takes for you to bring out the productive 1. And that's something set up, productive 1.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, these people don't prioritize, man. And I've talked about this so many times. These people don't prioritize, man. Because if they were prioritizing, man, these girls wouldn't be walking around here with 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 kids. And you hear people say, oh, we got to produce, we got to have, we got to replenish our population. I don't see how the hell we replenishing it when you talking 6 or 7 or 8,000 of us getting shot in the fucking head dead a year. I mean, how are we replenishing? I mean, we can't even keep up with the amount of folks that's dying every year. We can't keep up anyway.
Well, even to add to that, X, let's say you're in your prime. No, I'm gonna just use an example. I'm gonna say Tyrone Church. He doing his thing. He going out. He does what infantry skill says, and he goes out. He finds him a black woman. He have his. Let's say they take their time. They build. They put together a nice family and savings and retirement and all this other stuff and things for 2 children, just 2. Okay, now when those 2 grow up and they are feeding off the resources that Tyrone Church put together, now you got all of the weeds that come out of the woodworks from all of these baby mamas that want to attach themselves to those 2 children who come from a productive family. How do you deal with that? What do you tell them? Oh, what? No, we don't deal with those type of people or whatnot. See, some type of action is going to have to occur, because if you don't do it for yourself, then you sure have to do it for your children. You don't want your children to get with those.
Yeah.
Because all they're going to do is just mess up everything that you tried to build. And they're going to feed off of the resources that you built for your children.
I would venture to say that if you're a productive person and you got your life set out right, and you decided not to have 10 kids, I would venture to say that you really don't want your children fraternizing with the children that come from these old jackass mamas.
And that's the
Because you already know what they're teaching them. You already know, and you don't want that bullshit ass influence. Because see, they old mama can indirectly influence your children, because see, her children are already influenced by her, and you don't want her children influencing your children with that negative bullshit.
Correct.
You don't.
Correct.
You don't.
Because one thing that a lot of people don't grasp, and I didn't get the full impact of it until, you know, I was in a position. But once you have like your own kids, and then you of course have, you know, two parents, you know, under one household that are providing for these kids and trying to do everything possible to give them the best start possible, to make them have maximum efficiency, maximum advantage in life. But when they also have behind that, on both sides of their family, grandparents, again, two sets, four people that are also feeding into their future as well, that's a power.
Mm-hmm.
And if that person if your child gets with a person that doesn't have that already set up from a family background, that means that now that side of the family is actually pulling their resources away from them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that is what you're actually competing with in the larger society is individuals that come up and they have not only their parents backing them, but they got two sets of grandparents that are backing them as well.
Yep. Because that's what it's all about. You know, not to sound like, you know, too hokey pokey, but that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. But see, a lot of us, we don't believe that. We don't believe. See, we have a bastardized view of family anyway, and people get mad at me when I say that shit. But we know it's true. We have a bastardized view of family. Because see, we don't think family as, you know, grandfather, grandmother, you know, on the paternal side, grandfather, grandmother on the maternal side, and then mother, then father, then children. We don't think, no, that doesn't compute with us. When we think family, we think hoes and kids. That's a family. A woman with 6 to 7, 8 kids, that's the black family. Okay, that's what pops into our mind when we say the black family. And I think we all yearn for that shit. That's why we all jump up and be like, peace, what's good, family? What's going on, family? You know, we use the word family so loosely that we'll jump the hell up here and call 35 people up here that we'd never seen before family. Peace, what's good, black family? You know, I mean, that's us, man. Now, people don't want to say it, but that's what it is. We have a bastardized freaking definition of family. So we think that if someone comes from a nuclear family, right, people will give you 155 goddamn reasons why that can go wrong. Oh, just because you come from a mother and a father, that don't mean anything. I know somebody who had a mother and their father, and they ended up going to jail and everything else. You know, because see, black folks, we like to base our arguments off of exceptions and outliers. Because you always hear people say, "Oh, I know somebody." You never hear them say, "I know 1,000 people or 2,000 people." They always say, "I know somebody." This one-off. This one person out of 40-some million.
Yeah, man, of course not. And just to like give like a thought pattern that I don't think is preached enough. Like when we're talking about the whole nuclear family thing, and then of course the maternal and the paternal grandparents and so forth. Now, man, the amount, just like with the whole thing of the recital yesterday, Of course, my mom wasn't there because my mom is deceased, but the others, the grandparents on both sides, and um, you know, his parents were all there. And to go out and to enjoy this and see it as a family and to have all of that backing, man, I really don't think people understand the impact that that has upon a child. That, man, there's generations here to see me and here to back me up in my endeavors. I can't let people down. And
Yeah.
when people don't
Yeah.
have that, then that's when you get the more of the, well, you only live once, man. Well, this is my life. I do what I got to do. No, there's a sense of responsibility to the family as to the decision
Yep.
that you're going to make. There's shame that prevents you from making certain decisions solely based upon yourself because you understand some of the sacrifices that have been made specifically for you.
Yep. Sacrifices from many different directions and from many different people and many different parents. Because when you got your mother, your father, you got your father's parents and your mother's parents, that's a lot of parents you got.
Yeah.
You understand? That's a lot of parents looking at your ass. That's pressure. You got to do right. You you got to do right because you got too many sets of parent eyes looking at you. But see, a lot of us, man, we don't have that shit. We don't have that. All we got is our old mama. We got our old mama and her mama. That's it. Those are our parents. Our mama and our mama's old mama. That's all we got. And our ratchet aunts.
Man.
Okay,
And
who ain't
there
really parents at all.
and there's pride, man, when it comes to, I know my older, he's getting more of it in him. The younger, he doesn't really understand it yet. But I see the younger, he's getting it. It's like, I mean, the older, he's getting it. You look in this family portraits and stuff and start seeing on both sides of the family what other people have done and what they have set up for you, different footsteps that you can follow and so forth. I mean, I'm just as a in the middle so far, just as a a father and in between these generations. And there's certain things that I just think about, like, man, I have a responsibility to my wife. I'm not gonna let down her parents and her grandparents. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So it's like when you see a whole family work together in different ways like this, people call me crazy and different things, but that is why I laugh so much when I see a lot of this craziness because it is so absurd to me that it's like, good grief, is this a movie? Is this like watching something like the Joker or something? And it's just black.
Yeah.
Could this
Because some of this shit is straight science fiction, man. It's like it's science fiction, you know? And people sit around, man, and act like this shit is perfectly normal. They're like, oh, you shouldn't say this shit, because white folks do it too, Asians do it too, Latinos do it too, and all this kind of nonsense. Man, I don't give a shit what Asians do to each other. I don't give a shit what white people do to their kids. I don't give a shit what Latinos do to their kids. I don't give a shit what anybody else, Martians, do to their kids. But I do give a shit about what these freaking women do to these black children, man, because they're ruining them. And you and I, we go back and forth with this let it burn shit. I mean, I'm I'm not ready for it to burn, but I'm ready for these damn black ass women to be neutered. I'm ready for them.
Okay. Now,
I'm ready for that.
Now, X,
Ready for that.
I don't have no problem with that. I'm on the David Carroll plan the eugenics.
Yeah, man. I'm ready for them to be. I feel like if you are a person that's going to have children, you should be able to prove, number one, that you can take care of them right off the rip. That need to be the first prerequisite. Okay. I'm all for control them like they do in parts of Asia. In parts of Asia, you're not allowed to just have 10 kids. You're not
Hey,
allowed to do that.
hey,
You're not.
you know what I would like to see enacted? First child, with the whole baby mamaism and so forth. Okay, you go ahead, you get your, your WIC, your benefits and so forth, and blah blah blah. Okay. Second child, everything gets cut in half. Third child, you
Yep.
cut.
Yep.
But now let's see how many continue down that line of thinking.
Yeah. Or better yet, instead of freaking tying all these hoes tubes, every baby they have, they can only keep it if the father gives them permission. You understand? You can only keep it if the father give you permission. And if the father wants that baby, guess what? It goes to live with him, not you. Not you. Not you, because see, you're just these old mamas. Not you, ho. You do not get to keep the baby. When the baby's born, the first thing we do is contact the father and say, hey, she's had a baby. Come and get the baby if you want. Yeah. If he don't want to come get the baby, guess what? We offer it to someone who's willing to take it. She's the last person that gets the
hey, you're around.
She's the last person to get a say. We gotta find all other options first. We gotta go to the father, grandfather, some dude who, want a kid, but he don't want to fuck around with hoes. We go through all those steps first. And if all of those fail, then we think about letting you have the baby. Then we think about it. Yeah, then we consider it.
That makes sense. I will go along with that, with the whole thing too of, okay, if that happens like that, while we going through the process of trying to find who can take your child, you need to have your tubes tied.
Yep, that's right. Especially if your black ass broke. If your ass broke, if you broke, automatic tube ties after the first one. You done had one and your ass just broke. Because see, you broke, we already know the fucking baby's just gonna suffer with you. Because you don't have any fucking money. I mean, food, diapers, clothes, a house, shoes, all that shit costs money. Your ass broke. So you're not going to be able to provide it for that kid. So why should we let you have another one? Why? For what? So you can make that one suffer too?
Because he may turn out to be LeBron James.
Yeah, it might grow into LeBron James. See, I'm all for that kind of shit because I tell brothers right off the rip, and brothers who follow me for a while know, I tell brothers all the time, if you done messed around and stuck your penis in one of these old trap house holes, I mean, I won't even hold that against you, but I will hold it against you if you let her trap house ass raise that kid. Don't let her raise it, because I believe a man can be a better parent than a woman living in the goddamn woods some goddamn where. He'll learn more with his damn father living in a damn tree house and they wearing banana leaves over their genitals. He'll learn more from his father there than he will with one of these old trap house hoes up in the project some goddamn where. Man, I tell these brothers, hey, you want your kid and you and this woman ain't together no more, get your goddamn kid. Because believe it or not, brothers, it's getting easier and easier to get your children, man, because you don't even have to try hard. All you got to do is show up to court. She going to show out and act a damn fool anyway and make your case better. It's not like she going to come there and conduct herself, like a human. She going to get right in there, act a goddamn fool, and then white folks go see it and just make your case easier. Yeah, just come in there, have your paperwork together, make sure you have your shit together, your house together, your money together, and all that shit. You drag her black ass in the court, and you just keep your cool, keep your professionalism, and let her act a damn monkey like you know she gonna do, and it'll be fine. I
Well,
know, I did it.
X, one of the problems with that, just one. Now I understand you're saying the bros that got caught up with a chick and they didn't know this or that and so forth. But a lot of the dudes that are getting caught up nowadays, they come from the same situation as the mom as the chick.
Yep, that's
It's
the
like
problem.
all they know is his mama had dudes coming in and out the house doing whatever, got feet up in the air. I'm doing the same thing that mama had done to her. That's what she trained
Well,
me to do.
this is this is what mama taught you. You know,
Yeah.
mama taught you this is what you do when you're a
Ain't,
man. You
ain't,
go
ain't,
and
no,
you
ain't nobody
you fuck
told
holes and
him
you
about.
bounce.
Ain't nobody told him about child support. Ain't nobody told him about how to file paperwork and or how. No, he was taught the white man evil. The white man
Mm-hmm.
now they just want to destroy your life.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing that the very one that you laying down with is about to destroy your life for the next 18 years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell brothers that too, man. I mean, I've told brothers many, many times, think with your mind, not with your damn penis, you know, because a penis doesn't think, man, and neither does a damn vagina. Okay. Neither one of those things think. So, brothers, you don't want to, because see, you're gonna get the bad end of the deal when it comes to that, regardless of anything else, especially if she's an old ratchet trap house hoe. You're going to get the worst end of that deal, man. And so is that kid. So is that kid. She gonna have your ass up with child support. She gonna be treating your kid like shit, especially if you ain't around like talk about. So not only is she gonna ruin your life, she's gonna ruin your child's life too, man. Especially if she's old no good bitch, a
Yep.
bitch that don't want to do nothing but hang out and get high. And you actually think she's gonna tone it down and become somebody's mother now for real? No, like brother Stoic said, shit. Most of these single damn mamas, they were screwed up before they were even pregnant. They were screwed up people before they had a baby. They were screwed up then. Now they
Yo,
done had a baby, and now they got someone else in the world to freaking exhibit their craziness
now,
for and
now,
to.
here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, and I'm a share again because I don't think that maybe infantry really get what I'm saying here.
Okay, pull the trigger, man. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so we just talked about the mamas, right? And the mamas can
Mm.
go in, they can have all these children, they get all these benefits and all this other stuff, right? Okay.
Lost brother Supreme.
Uh,
I lost you there for like 30 seconds, brother.
am I back?
It's up.
You got me. Now, all the mamas
Yeah, but
they
you
get
in and out.
now the mamas they can get all of these benefits and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have the government have programs for them and all this other stuff. Then you put all that into consideration. Then you're going to have individuals like this who are part of your educated class. These individuals are part of your educated class. They didn't went to college and all of this other stuff and so forth. And they have actually built a setup for these irresponsible mamas to have government backing and
Oh yeah.
backing of their minds. That means these educated ones that are creating bias studies and all these programs and different things and uh, talks and all this other junk. You see this chick sitting up in the middle, and she got all the support system from these other black women that have gone out and done what the infantry skill said, been productive in some way. They got their masters. Okay, so what's there for the black dude in that situation?
Nothing.
See this group here? Probably everybody in there is degreed up.
Mm-hmm.
That is what the average chick that we saw that video on that's beating the mess out of the little kid.
Mm-hmm.
They have her back.
Yeah.
Either by two ways. They give programs to protect her, or they stay silent.
Yep.
Now
Shit, she get locked up. They'll bail her out of jail.
How do you fight against that, infantry skills? Your productive other half is still fighting against you.
Well, we got to think like this, because we got a 70, somewhere between a 70 and 75% unwedded birth rate. So I would venture to say a lot of those degreed college chicks, they baby mamas too.
Correct.
A lot of them baby mamas. And
they're pushing programs that are saying the mamas can do it without the father. You don't need them.
Oh yeah. You don't need no man there. It's just you. Yeah, he was there. Y'all fucked. You got pregnant. He ain't around, so you don't need no man. You can just raise the kid any way you want. Beat the shit out of him. Make him confused about his gender and the whole nine. Especially if he a son. If he a son, shit, they will confuse him about his gender, emasculate him, feminize him, all that shit. They will do everything in their power to freaking just suck all the masculinity out the boy, and whatever they don't suck out, they'll beat the rest out. The rest of it gets beaten out. That's just a fact. That's a fact.
So that's why I can't ride with that whole program of, oh man, all you got to do is just find you a productive black woman, then y'all have y'all kids and have a bunch of babies and so forth. No, you have a large contingency of individuals that don't even want to see you have a family.
Nope.
From black people, they don't want to see that.
But
promote that at all.
Wait a minute, Brother Supreme. That is a family. A mama and kids is a family. Are you forgetting? That is a family. A mama and her old kids is a family. That's what it is. That is the black family.
And that's when I light up my Molotov and throw it towards the community, because to me,
well, see, I'm not there with you yet. I wouldn't mind if you threw a couple Molotovs at some of these old mamas, but I'm not there with you yet, Brother Supreme. I'm not there yet. See, you just want to drop a nuclear bomb and the whole thing. See me, I want to cherry pick. I want to pick, I want to pick the bad shit out, and leave the good shit. Even if there's only a minuscule, infinitesimal amount of good shit, I want to leave that there. See, you just want to drop the A bomb. You want to drop the atomic bomb on the whole shit. See, me, I don't want to do that. See, I want to go in there and cherry pick.
I understand that, man. But the thing that I'm saying is like I could really have been with the program of cherry picking in, say, circa 1990. 2019, nah. It's there's too much. You have dysfunction on top of dysfunction on top of dysfunction.
You do. I can't argue with you there.
You got people they don't know they don't know their left foot from their right. They don't even understand how dysfunctional the way that they communicate with each other is.
I can't argue with you.
We
I
have to
can't.
talk to
I
a
can't
child,
find
calling a child a fuck nigga. I mean, what the heck? What?
Yeah, I mean that's a little overboard, man.
Do you have to
You know?
have someone educate you to tell you that no, you shouldn't talk to a child that way? Are we at that point
And
there?
see,
Have to actually
and I guarantee,
convince
and I
somebody?
guarantee you can find 20 people, if not 20,000 people, who will defend her.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, 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 man. They're going to defend her ass. They're going to get on here and they're going to talk about, they're going to say the same shit because you know a lot of these hoes, they use the same fucking talking points. They'll say, well, you know, that's her child. She should be able to do what she wants. She should be able to discipline him the way she wants. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all ain't paying her bills. Y'all, you know, y'all ain't doing nothing for her. Y'all ain't doing nothing for her kids, you know, and all of that shit is true. Absolutely, it's true. I ain't helping her pay her bills. I'm not helping her take care of her kids. I'm not helping her feed them, clothe them, house them, anything. But see, that little motherfucker that you beating to the ground right now, 14 years from now, that motherfucker be trying to steal my car. That motherfucker be trying to rob my grandchildren. That motherfucker be trying to break into my house. You understand?
You know, some time ago, this was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. My second son wasn't born yet, but my first one was, and my wife used to say, "Hey, why don't you invite your cousin to such and such?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't have nothing to do with deal. No, never." And like once was on the phone, Joker called me up and heard my boy in the background, and he was like, "Oh, well, what's wrong with your boy? He sound white." It's like, dude, you just speaking proper. Oh, proper. And I said, see, babe, that is the exact reason why that side is cut completely, severed off. I don't ask people to do stuff that I wouldn't do myself. So it's like people that have this mentality of, oh man, a kid that doesn't know how to curse and all this other stuff. It's like, dude, nah, you're not gonna corrupt my kids like this. You're not gonna corrupt my family with all this bull crap that you believe is normal. No.
Yeah. Cause it's stupid. It's stupid, man. It's like, see, this is what pisses me off, man. When people act like the stupider we are, the dumber we are, the blacker we are.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, why does black have to be synchronous with bad grammar, bad diction, bad habits, bad attitude? Why does all of that shit have to be synchronous with blackness? I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Okay, let me ask you this, X. And I asked my cousin this back a long time ago. Because he was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna teach your kids black culture and all this other stuff." I said, "Okay. Tell me what I should teach my kids that's, let's say, 1975 on up to 2019 that come out of Black America. What should I teach them with it from that comes from that time frame?" You name something that you would want to pass on to black children that's like, say, 1970 on to 2019.
The only thing I would want, I mean, because I know when my kids was coming up, man, I was I was in the Nation of Islam. I was a Muslim. So I brought my kids up as Muslims. Because I mean, you go back like 25, 30 years, I was a straight, you would call me a hotep, like a motherfucker, dashiki, kufi, beads, all that shit. All of that. So I brought my kids up in the Muslim faith. And one thing I can say about the Muslim faith and the NOI, when you're teaching your children that, you're giving your children some degree of structure. Now, as I got a little older and my children got a little older, I kind of pulled away from that, because I left from the nation and all that kind of stuff. And I just kind of left religion alone per se.
I
did a lot of homeschooling of my children. So
even in that, let's say the whole NOI thing, you had to insulate your kids from mainstream Black society.
Oh yeah, I didn't want my kids around bullshit, and
you had to tell them that there was a lot of stuff that was in the Black community that they cannot involve themselves in.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I was on a panel, man, a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about swirling and all that kind of shit, and I said, well, I can't really be mad at people who date people from another race. I said, because I have mixed race grandchildren. I mean, because both of my sons are married to Latino women. Both of my sons are. So my grandchildren are the little mulatto jokers, 3 of them anyway. They're little mulatto jokers. Now they have my last name. Okay. My grandson is named after me. He's X the third. And I love them jokers to death. Now, mind you, years ago, I had a problem with it, but the children being born changed a lot in me, man. I think it's kind of cool to have little mulatto jokers that look like me, because all my grandchildren, they look like me. So it's actually kind of cool to have these little mulatto people who look like me and have my last name, because long after I'm dead and gone, there'll be an X here to haunt you fucking Negroes in your dreams.
Hey, I like that. I like that. So, X is an abuelo.
Yeah, man. I came around. I came around. I'm not gonna lie, full disclosure, when my sons came to me, because my sons are in their 30s. I'm an old man, my sons in their 30s. So when they came to me and Pop, I want to marry, these Latino women, I kind of had a problem with it, but not so much of a problem where I dissuaded them and said, don't do it, because I've always taught my sons and daughters to do the things that make them happy in their lives. So even though I had that quote unquote Muslim kind of NOI kind of state of mind, as a man, in my 30s, I thought to myself, hey, I'm not gonna go against this. I'm gonna let them be happy, because I believe in Black men being happy. And who are the most important Black men in my life? My 2 sons. So, I mean, I never tried to dissuade them from it. I've never said, oh, you shouldn't do it. I just didn't. And as the kids start to be born, I came around. I came around, and I love my grandbabies to death, man. I don't give a fuck that they little mulatto. I don't care about that shit.
So I'm curious, X, what made your sons go that route?
They never really told me why. I'd like to think that maybe I had a lot to do with it, because I never taught my children to be prejudiced. I taught them to, they have great knowledge of history and all that kind of shit. But I taught them to always judge people by how people treated them, not by the color of their skin. Now, they're well aware of their Blackness and all that kind of shit, but I never taught them to be prejudiced. I never told them, you gotta marry somebody that looked like your mama. I never told my sons that. I never told them that. So, I mean, it probably would have been a little more concerning if they had if they had came home with white girls, it might have would have been more concerning. But you know, as
You
the kids,
got a live
as
one.
the
You got Miss Kelly
yeah,
coming at you.
as the kids came along, though, I probably would have came around to that too. You know, because I mean, these are my grandchildren. These are my babies, no matter what color they are or who their mama is. You know, so I mean,
So
and
how do
the
you
eh,
so how
go
do
ahead.
you feel about your how do you feel about your daughters-in-law?
They're cool. I mean, you know, I treat them like family. You know, they call me Pop. You know, they my son's wives. I mean, they at the family reunions, and you know, they at the house and all that shit. You know, just like anybody else. I
You
mean,
you you
uh,
ever had any problems from them?
no, never. I've never found myself at odds with them at all. They're very sweet girls, both of them very sweet girls. I can see why my sons, you know, like them and love them. I can see why, because they're very sweet young ladies, man. I mean, they are. They're not ratchet, you know, they have jobs and careers and you know, all that. I mean, they're not ratchet hoes with no money. And, you know, the babies that they had by my sons were their first, you know, that kind of shit. You know, they married my sons, you know, and had babies by them. You know, when my sons met them, they didn't have, you know, 2 and 3 and 4 already. You know, all of that shit matters. And I understand. I can't say I really know why they chose to marry Latino women, but I understand because I know what you young guys are facing. You know, I know what young fellas are facing out there. I know what y'all facing. You know, now would it have been my choice? No. I mean, I'm married to a black woman. You know, all my kids are by a black woman in the whole nine. Would that have necessarily been my choice? No. But I'm not mad at brothers who do. And I'm definitely not mad at my sons because they chose to be with Latino women as opposed to black women. I'm just not. I mean, I'm not. I'm not mad at them at all. And I love my grandbabies to death. So there it
X
is. And
said,
anybody fucking don't like it, they kiss my ass.
X
You
said,
know?
I know what the younger brothers are up against.
Yeah, I know what they facing, man. I know what your brothers are facing out there. I say again, it may not necessarily been my choice, but I understand. I understand why you brothers do it. I
what
get
what
it, man. Because
why
I'm
why
out
is
in the
Miss
world too.
why is Miss
Go ahead.
Kelly giving you flack? She said not if they marry non-black women.
Well, look, I don't care. I don't care what Miss Kelly says. Because see, when it comes to that kind of thing, see, I'll say again, I've never taught my children to, you know, you need to marry somebody that look just like your old mama. No, I never told my sons that. So the fact that they are happy and they seem happy with these women, okay? They seem happy with the mother of their children, their wives. They seem happy. Their freaking wives seem happy. All
Now,
right. And
you're saying you're talking outside of the spectrum right now, Xavier, because according to Black Women 101, you can't be
mhm,
as a black man if you don't have
mhm.
a black woman.
Yeah, yeah, right. You your black card gets revoked. Your
You're not,
black card gets revoked.
you're not only not black anymore. You a coon and you self hater. You hate.
Yeah. And you hate and you hate your old mama too. Yeah, you hate your old mama. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. When I look at my grandchildren, man, none of that shit even matters, brother Supreme. I don't give a shit about any of that, man. I mean, I don't give a shit. When I look at my grandbabies, man, let me tell you something. I don't see none of that shit. You know, I mean, I just don't. I see me and them little jokers. That's who I see. I don't see what race they mama is or no shit like that. Plus, you know, their mothers aren't like white Latinos anyway. They black Latinos. So it's not even like, yeah, it's not like they're not white Latinos. You know, they black Latinos, but they Latinos. So
Miss
I
Kelly
mean,
is killing me in this
it
chat.
is what it is.
She
You
said,
know?
but they blood, your blood gonna be gone, X.
My blood would be gone anyway. I don't think my blood would be gone anymore. I don't think it would be gone anymore if my sons had decided to marry black women. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, it doesn't make any sense to me because aren't I kind of getting bred out no matter who my sons are with? I mean, I don't understand.
Your blood gonna be gone.
I don't get that. I don't get that. Let me tell you something. See, I don't like arguing in the chat room. I think Miss Kelly is new here, y'all. She don't understand what's going on. But you're more than welcome to come up and speak your piece because I don't believe in arguing with people in the chat room. So, I mean, you more than welcome to come up and speak your piece. You know, it's Friday night. I got time. Yeah, I got time.
You said your bloodline will be white.
Yeah. Your bloodline will be white. Well, so far it's still brown. Kelly.
I thought my blood was red.
See, Brother Supreme, that doesn't make any sense though, because if they're saying, okay, fine, your son, okay, is married to an Asian woman, a white woman, or a Latino woman, right? They're saying that your blood is going to be gone. So whatever amount of your blood is going to be gone, it would be gone if he married a black woman. You understand what I'm saying? It still would be, if your blood is going to be gone, it's going to be gone no matter who he copulates with. It's not like just because he copulates with an Asian woman or a Latino woman or a white woman that more of your blood is going to be gone. It's stupid. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
It's it's just one of those pseudo-scientific tropes that the pro-black people try to push into the society to make you feel bad about your decision. What it comes down to is that they just don't, at the end of everything, man, because we talk about the mamas and all this other stuff, but one of the real cutters to all of this stuff is that, let's leave it out here, black women really don't like to see black men happy.
Nope. And see what it is, a lot of them know that they don't have the capability to make that happen either. Because if they did, man, these hoes wouldn't have 7 and 8, 9 kids, man.
Yep.
You trying to tell me a freaking woman that got 7, 8, 9 baby daddies know how to keep a man around? Is that what you're trying to tell me? If she could keep a man around, the bitch wouldn't have 7 kids. She'd probably have 2 or 3. With the nigga that she could keep around. Wouldn't that make sense?
There's another thought in that too. The inherent selfishness that, because you like you said, you're a father. You know that at some point, and I'm getting there, but at some point you have to understand that that your children are gonna have the desires to do what makes them happy, and you as a parent, you don't have control over what makes them happy. You can suggest to make things easier for them in their life, but so far as the things that they enjoy, that's not for you to say. So for the individuals to put this whole thing of, oh no, you gotta be with this kind of woman, you gotta be with a black woman, all this, it's like, well, what happens if that person don't want to do that?
Exactly. And check this out. This is what's really crazy. You hear people say this shit, right? They tell people all the time, oh, you should be with this one, you should be with that one. A lot of these motherfuckers who saying this shit, they fucking alone. They ain't with nobody. But they telling you, They telling you who you should be with. Oh, you should be marrying a black woman. Wait a minute. You're fucking alone, man. You're by your fucking self. Who are you to tell? I don't even say that, and I've been married for 18 years.
Yeah,
I don't tell brothers, oh man, you should be marrying a black woman. I don't say that shit. But you got motherfuckers who ain't fucking been with nobody for 9 years talking about talking about how what you need to do to make yourself happy, what type of relationship you should have. Shut the fuck up. You should be taking your own goddamn advice with your lonely ass sitting in the house with a bunch of plants and cats drinking fucking Moscato with fucking shot of vodka in it.
having dudes come in and out the house.
Yeah, they
So
walking in.
Yeah.
Men coming in and out the house like it's a fucking smoking lounge in your fucking room or something. And that's what the sons see. They sit there on that chair, boy, and they watch those men go in and out of mama room, in and out of mama room, in and out of mama room. And at first, the little kid be like, damn, there must be a cigar lounge inside of mom's room. But see, once you get to be about 7, like the little fella we saw earlier that you put on the screen, he starts to figure it out. There's no cigar lounge inside of mama's room. Those dudes are going in there fucking mom. That's what's going on in there.
And that's when you had, like I showed you that video of that little bitty kid who can mimic everything that's going on in mama's room.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But that's supposed to be a viable, productive family, where a doggone 5-6-year-old kid can sit up and mimic all the sounds and different things that be going on in mama's room. Man, that's
that's some old well, you know, in black society, man, and I talk about this shit all the time when it comes to these old mamas. A lot of black boys have emotional incestuous relationships with their mother.
Don't say that, man. Don't say
a lot of these women are practicing emotional incest with these young boys. I spoke before about the women who make their 3 and 4-year-old sons hold the camera while they stand up there and clap their ass cheeks. They walk around these young men, titties out, ass out. It's the truth. Titties out, ass out. Okay, they in there getting fucked in the next room right next to their sons. You know, they commit this emotional incest on these boys and don't even realize it, man. They don't even fucking realize it. It's emotional incest, man. That's what it is.
Man, X, y'all think I'm bad. Y'all really do think I'm bad. But man, sometimes I wish y'all would hear my brother, man. He there'd be somewhere they had to be at stores and different things, and he says out loud, straight up to them, damaged goods. Damaged goods. Like, damaged goods. I'll be like, man, bro, that's like a 4 or 5 year old kid. He like, damaged goods. They damaged goods already. Oh my god, dog. You think I'm bad, X.
I'm telling you, man, these old mamas, boy, I'm telling you. I tell brothers stay away from them, man. I do. And I'm the same person, and people accuse me of double talking. They say, well, you tell us to stay away, from these old baby mamas, but you also tell baby mamas to try to get some male influence in these children's life. Yes, it's not either or, it's both, man. It's and. Yes, these old baby mamas should be trying to get some male influence in these young boys' lives because they can't seem to manage to to get it right collectively in large numbers. So that's the truth. But at the same time, I don't want you brothers ruining your goddamn lives with these old baby mamas, because they ain't shit. She's irresponsible, man. Okay, woman walk up on you, she got 5, 6, 7 goddamn babies and shit, and ain't none of their daddies around. That's an irresponsible ass woman, man, right off the rip. She's irresponsible. She has no sexual discipline, no mental discipline, and she ain't got no control over that old funk box. So you need to stay the hell away from her. You do. Because guess what? Not every goddamn woman out there got a fucking half a dozen kids by the time she's 23. So, but that's what they want you to believe. They want you to believe that shit normal. You know, having a half a dozen kids by the time you 23, you done just contributed to black society. So everybody applauds your ass because you done reproduce. You know, you filling in the numbers. I hate when people talk about that shit too. Oh, our numbers are dwindling. We need to reproduce. No, newsflash: productive people with the ability to take care of them need to reproduce. Not these old ratchet hoes that's broke and ain't got no money and ain't got the fucking ability to take care of them or the resources. They don't need to be reproducing shit. They don't.
Now, X, I would give you the inside track on one of my next videos, man. I was doing some research. I love film. And I was doing some research because I was like, man, I want to, for my next little production. And I found 3 black female films. One called Beloved. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Be there. I seen it.
There's another one that's called Precious.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another one called Monsters Ball.
Oh.
Okay.
You gonna slice them up?
Yeah, I'm gonna slice all 3 up. But one thing that I found in each one of those films is the same exact quote that comes out the black woman's mouth. She says in each one of those films, in some type of wild sex scene, make me feel good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is some sick junk, man. That is
man. That
junk.
And let me tell you something. I'm gonna say something, and I know this is probably gonna make women mad. These old mamas, but I don't care. I think that being pregnant makes a lot of these women feel good. Yeah. I think they just love being pregnant. I think the feeling of pregnancy, the 8 or 9 months, the attention they get from people, and being able to waddle around, like a mallard duck, and complain about their back and all that shit. I think all that shit is it's like cocaine, right? You use cocaine and you never get that high again that you get the first time. And I think these women try for that shit. I think it's sort of like that. It's like, they keep doing it, looking for that first high, that first bump,
Exactly what it is. It's exactly what, and I know the proof for it is it validates them as a woman. Give you how many, I think the truth as I know it, he did a little video on it some time ago where you would have these girls, they would get pregnant in high school or sometimes in middle school and so forth. The mamas would still throw them a baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, think about that. That's the first time a lot of them would actually have family come around, celebrate them as an individual, and give them stuff.
Yeah.
So instead of chastising them and saying, "Oh no, this should not have ever happened," and now you have to completely change up your life. No, they're praising them.
Oh, but see, Brother Supreme, you're missing something. She can't get mad at her 15-year-old daughter for being pregnant if she's 29. If she's 29, she cannot get mad at her 15-year-old daughter. She can't. Because guess what? Oh, mama had her when she was 14. Of course, she's not going to be angry with her being pregnant at 14 or 15. She can't be mad at the 15-year-old girl if she's 29.
You see,
Not going to get mad at her.
You see this comment by Cortez Smith. He says, "My high school had over 90 girls who were pregnant or had kids already."
Yep. Believe it or not, when I was in high school, there were not 90, but there was about 30. I say about 30 or 40. And this was in my this was in like my sophomore year of high school. So I was only like 15 at the time. Yeah, I was like 15. And a lot of those girls were sophomores like me, and they were walking around there with big bellies and shit.
You know how many were at my high school, X?
How many?
Zero.
Zero. Yeah, man. I mean,
but I went to that school with the white folk though.
Oh, you went to the white folks school. Oh, see, in that instance, when you go to the white folks school, it's different. See, you're under a white system, Brother Supreme. So that's totally different. When you're under a white folks system, can't you see it? Can't you see it that
but the crazy
white folks do it better?
The crazy thing is like I got on the whole the enemy thing that Chuck did all that junk when I was in the pro black stuff when I was graduating high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I want to put it down for the brothers and the community and all this other stuff. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go to this HBCU. So I go to HBCU on the East Coast and whatnot, pretty prominent. But when I get there, you got black women there. They got kids and they in school. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, we're the same age. What are you talking about? You got a kid, you in school. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's we got a couple ladies in the audience. I'm shocked that the ladies are in the audience.
Oh man,
I am shocked.
You know how that goes.
I'm shocked.
There was another thing that happened today when we were talking to Obsidian. Now, he had what was that, Naomi Cates on, white woman, whatnot, and there were black women in the audience. We could see them because it's in the private set and everything, right? Why are they radio silent? They got no questions, no nothing. They just silent. Why do you think that was, Xavier?
Because number one, you mean questions for the white girl?
That and afterwards, after she was
well, they wasn't going to have any questions for the white girl. They don't know what to ask her. They don't know what to ask her. They they claim that all of us want them, and that's all we chase, and we just want the white woman and all this kind of nonsense. But they don't know what to ask those white women, man. They envy those damn white girls. They'll never admit it, but they envy a lot of them. They envy those white girls, man. That white girl is their damn God. They don't know what to ask God. It's just like if God came down into their room, they wouldn't know what to ask them.
for the 30 that are listening in or whatnot, man, in this private conversation that we were having with Naomi Cates, questions were being posed to her about things that have to do with incels, but also the black community. And I thought that Obsidian asked an important question where he asked her, he said, he was talking about black women, but he said, why? He said, that they want what's on your head. And she said,
Mhm.
yeah, I guess if you think about it, I never really thought about it that way. And he said, yeah, you should think about it that way. He said, you got women around here, a black woman that will want a full head of blonde hair. And
Mhm.
you think about that. Now she said, well, I think people should be able to, do whatever they want. It's their decision. They believe that that's going to, get them the attract the men that they desire and so forth. And then Obsidian said, whoa, let's cut this off right quick. Now we got men right here on this panel. There are no black men that are seeking out a black woman with a Grace Jones paint job with blonde hair. There are no black men that have a desire for that at all. He said, in my 50 years, I have not come across one black man that's talking about, man, I wish I had me a black woman that had some blonde hair. They do not exist. And
that's bullshit anyway. I always thought that was bullshit.
Yeah. So it's like here you have black women in the chat and they're silent.
Yeah.
Hearing a white woman that's telling them, oh man, I thought that's what they would. I thought they were trying to get men like that. And Obsidian, nah, there ain't no black men that want that.
Hell no. ain't no black man where if you give him a piece of paper and say fill out the list of what you want in a woman, he gonna put big ass, big titties, nice skin. He's not gonna put blonde hair or what's that shit, red, blue, green, the polka dots. He's not gonna put none of that shit down on the paper. He's not.
Right.
Oh, I want a woman that got red hair with blue polka dots in that motherfucker.
Right. But I know specifically when it comes to that head full of blonde hair,
yeah,
that's all them wanting to be white women.
Yeah, that's envy of white women. But see, that goes with the narrative, though, Brother Supreme. That goes with the narrative that they think that black men have an affinity for white women. Therefore, or at least this is what they say, which I think is total bullshit. They say that the reason why they do it is because they're trying to look more like the women that black men want. I mean,
that's bullshit.
I've heard women say that shit in real life.
I've never heard that in my life.
I've heard them say it. They say it, Nuruddin. They do. They say they trying to imitate what they think black men want, which is bullshit.
No, they're not.
Because
they're not doing it. They're doing it for themselves. They're doing it for each other. Women, especially sisters are more competitive than brothers when it comes to looks.
Absolutely.
And that hair and aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
You know what I was trying to do? I was trying to send you a video of a black mother leaving her black son with her black father at his job in Dartnell. I was trying to send that, but I gotta send it through like if you send me a message, I'll try to give you that video. It's disturbing.
Well, send it to Supreme because my shit lagging like a motherfucker.
Yeah, Supreme. Can you send me your email?
Yeah.
I'll type it up in the chat. I mean, come on, man. Brothers ain't trying to they're saying, well, I want a woman with blue hair, all that good stuff. You know what brothers are saying? I'm looking for a chick with a fat ass, nice titties, all this other good stuff. They're not saying, well, yeah, I gotta have that woman with that, that blondie and all that bullshit. Nah, because if they're gonna get a woman who has blonde hair, you might as well get the real thing.
Well,
exactly.
Did both of you all notice how the conversation between Naomi Cates and Obsidian went today?
Yeah, I listened to the second half of it.
It was smooth. That was hollering and going back and forth and all of this. Oh, we gotta
bullshit.
The bushes and the this and that. No, it was smooth.
Yeah, she wasn't trying to take him
like,
through
no.
the weeds and shit. She wasn't. I only heard the second half
Unlike
of it.
Auntie Wanda and Cluster B and also talking to Cluster B, that's like crossing the burning sands. You are treading on thin ice, and then if the ice breaks, she doesn't mind drowning your ass in it.
Yeah, I did.
She
I
has
did
no
notice,
problem doing it.
She conducted herself like a lady, man. I mean, that's what she did.
Shit,
Like
Tommy
I said,
Sotomayor interviewed a white porn star, no, a Latino porn star, and it went off without a hitch. She interviewed I think it was if I can find it, I'll send it. He interviewed either Lisa Ann or somebody, and they were laughing, joking, all sort of good stuff. You told the cluster be free. You gotta fight and you gotta get a parole officer and all sort of bullshit involved. And you gotta like, come on.
Well, see, this is the thing. It's like maybe just maybe it's just the black holes that we interact with. Maybe we just interact with ratchets. Maybe
no.
Nah.
Maybe we only find ourselves encountering the ratchets. The good ones we just haven't stumbled upon yet. Maybe that might be the case.
Come on, man. And you know what the bad part about it is? They make a show out of it.
Yep.
They don't mind embarrassing you. All types of shit. I'm like, and I'm supposed to come back and fight for this? What? No wonder my brothers go to Brazil, they start crying after they leave. Because I gotta come back. I gotta come back to the war machine. Oh my God! I gotta do the ultimate war fighter. Nah, I'm good.
Well,
I'm all right.
Well, see, this is the thing. I don't know what I would do if I was a young guy, like in my 20s and 30s,
run away. That's what you
in
do.
2019. Probably. That's why I go back. I go back to my sons.
Run away.
My sons are in their early 30s. And they got married in in their 20s and shit. So, I mean, I saw what they were facing. I saw what they were facing years ago. So, like I said, I understand why they chose the route that they chose, man.
They ran away.
You told your sons a little bit, Xavier. You know
That's
that,
okay.
Why you say that?
Why?
You told on them a little bit because
yeah, I get it. I get why they did it.
Because I asked you, I said, do you know why they chose the Latin women? You said, well, I don't know. We haven't talked about it. Now that's you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like those old war veterans that went through a hard war, and when they came back home, they didn't even
want to talk about it.
They didn't want
they just said, "Nah, don't. This what we doing now. We don't want to talk about that other stuff."
We want to talk about
you know why? They were shell shocked. They were shell shocked of what they had to go through. That's the thing what we're dealing with here. They're shell shocked. I mean, they can't deal with it.
Hey, I mean, I see.
I gotta come back to this bullshit.
I see it. So. Like I said, I know why they did it, man. I know why they did it. I get it. I understand why they did it.
Now you understand why they're going interracial. You understand why the guys are
damn right.
All that bullshit.
Like I said earlier, if you go back, man, 25 years, man, 30 years. I mean, you would call me a hotep. That's what I was. I was a literal hotep. Always got the Quran, always got the Quran in the car, you know, the dashiki, you know, the kufi, the beads, you know, giving you today's mathematics and all that kind of shit. That
But we
was
had
me
to open your eyes.
30 years
We had
ago.
to.
30
We had to
years
open
ago,
your
that
eyes.
was me. You
But now
know,
we opened
so
your eyes.
it is what it is, man. You know, I ain't mad at brothers for doing what they got to do, because I believe, this is what I believe. I believe that black men should do what they need to do to make themselves happy. You know, I don't believe that they should be under pressure to I don't believe black men should have to sacrifice for the greater good of the other 40 some odd million black folks. I don't
The
believe that shit.
community.
I
The
don't believe in that shit.
community.
Nah,
Come on, man.
I,
The
I believe
community.
you build your own goddamn communities. That's what I believe. I believe the community is you, your wife, your kids, your grandkids. I believe that is your goddamn community. I don't
But the
believe all these
community
other 40,
consists of their kids,
40,
benchmark
40
Bilal,
some
Slim
odd million
Sausage.
motherfuckers. Yeah, they ain't. I don't believe that that's the community. I don't believe that. You know, I believe that
that's done.
black men build their
That's
own
done.
communities.
But
Yeah, I
you
don't
gotta
believe that.
believe. But you
I ain't
gotta,
that
you gotta,
far
you
gone,
gotta,
goddamn
you gotta, you gotta worry about benchmark Bilal and all his bench warrants and all his kids. You gotta worry about Big Booty Brenda who's shaking her ass on World Star. You gotta worry about the kids getting ready to rob you at 5 in the morning, and you gotta pick up your
it.
rifle, all sort of bullshit. You know,
Yeah, I don't.
that's the thing. That's what we're dealing with.
You.
That is
I
what we're
would.
dealing with.
I would never
And
tell a brother to sacrifice his happiness for the greater good of the other 40 some odd million of us. I would never tell him that bullshit, because I think that that's bad advice.
But see, the community thinks so. The community wants you to sacrifice it all for the community.
Oh, like they're
Come on.
doing? Like they're
Yeah.
doing?
Hey,
No.
There indeed. What did that lady say on that video where she had those 12 kids? Somebody gonna take care of these kids.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, right.
Somebody's gonna take care of all my children.
Yeah. You know, not their
Like,
fathers
what?
now. Can't be
Somebody.
them.
You,
Yeah, somebody else.
the taxpayer.
Not them.
You are the
Yeah,
customer.
not them. Yeah, not
that.
them.
You are you are the customer.
But see,
But-
this is the thing. This is the thing, man.
It's
You
some
have
bullshit.
you have these women who have these old mamas. You have these old mamas who will have all of these children, okay,
Mhm.
by all of these fucking men, and they literally genuinely believe that someone else is supposed to come in there, not only take care of her, but take care of her and
Somebody's gonna help me
all
raise these
them
children.
fucking kids as well. They feel like they are entitled to that. That some dude needs to come in there and do what these kids' fathers
Couldn't
are
do.
not doing. That's what they believe. They believe that some dude's supposed to come in there and do what their fathers are not doing. I mean,
Like Joe, all the things your man can't do.
it's
like
like
that.
the most backward shit. Like, you want someone to come in and pay for something that some other men got for free.
Man,
That's
Stupid.
one thing I gotta say, Nerdine, you sure look happy in your
damn right.
man.
Damn right. Damn right I am. Fuck that shit. Damn right. Shit. And and the thing is, I tried to take pictures with the sisters, and you know that they were the ones there turning me down. But the women that were actually giving me the biggest.
Did we lose Nordine?
I think so. I think we lost him. He may come back,
He might be,
but
he
man,
might be driving or something.
He sure look happy in his avatar, man.
Let me get a close up of it. Let me see. Let me get a close up of it.
Oh man. Well, I see brothers like that all the time. There's a brother here in town named D.X.L, and man, it's like it's. And I'm not trying to press the situation. People can choose whatever they want to choose. But the brothers I see here downtown Houston, man, it's rare I come across a black man with a black woman. It's rare. It's straight up rare. A lot of times when I go out doing things and so forth, we'll see a herd of buffarillas, and they got the little behind them. Or when we go out to different dinner events and so forth, you'll see the girlfriend nights out, and they the only ones that's doing that junk. Everybody else coupled up. Yeah, to me, that's like, hey, that's what you want, go for it. But to me, it's a loss, and the loss comes in with the whole idea of not wanting to be civil, not wanting to conduct yourself in a friendly manner, and then trying to emulate other people. It's like, man,
Yep.
yeah.
I mean, black society is very complex. I mean, we all know that black society is very complex. There's millions of different kinds of black folks. So, you know, when you see a certain segment of black society acting a particular way, you know that it's not
Yeah,
everybody.
sorry about that.
You know it's not everybody, right? But it's so many. Mute your mic, Nerdine. Watch it. Nerdine, mute your mic. Okay, I'll do it. You know that, you know, when you see black folks doing all this crazy shit and you see all these crazy activities, you know, and you see all this ratchetness and you see all this abuse of children, you see, you know, all this crazy shit that makes your skin crawl. You know it's not everyone. You know it's not all of us. I would even venture to say that it's a small number of us, but it's so prevalent, it's so prolific that it has a tendency to look like it's all of us. And I think that's the problem. That's why we need to shave some of these numbers down so it can look less. So it doesn't look like it's all of us. Because right now, the way it appears now, it looks like it's like most of us because it's so prevalent. It's so prolific all over the place.
You know where that comes from, Xavier?
Where?
That comes from there may be, let's say you have an intact black family and they got a cousin or an uncle or so forth, or you know, this section of big mama's other kids and so forth. And this intact black family, instead of just saying, no, we don't deal with that junk. That is not part of us. We do not want that in. They, oh, but that's little Keisha, and then you gotta invite them over. You gotta come on. John, you know, he gonna get it together after he get out of jail. We gonna still support him. That's our people. That's where all of that stuff come from. Because you don't have enough people that are saying, no, we're not going to put up with that. No, we're not going to co-sign this. No, we're not going to say that is okay. To give you an example is, take for instance that whole thing with what was that political thing that they had with T.I. and Killer Mike and, you know, all of those people. As a whole should have stood up and said, no, we ain't going to that junk. We ain't co-signing on none of that junk. A doggone rappers are not going to represent our political aspirations. It ain't gonna happen. People that sit up talking about drugs and pimping women and all this stuff are not going to talk about or not going to give insights on what is good for Black community. No. But when you don't have people to do that, the worst can say, oh, yeah, everybody look up to me. Everybody supports me. I speak for them. Those are my people.
Yeah, I think we are.
You mean the bench warrant Bilals? Sorry about that. My phone went down, but the bench warrant Bilals.
I think
Those
that
guys.
we are way too accepting of negative shit. And not only are we way too accepting of it, we have a whole freaking round table of freaking people who justify it and assign it to the white man and Black men and pressure from society and all this kind of nonsense. So it's hard to say no to some of this negative dysfunctional shit, because let's face it, we as Black people, it's all around us. We got a brother who in and out of jail. We got a sister or aunt or a cousin who a baby mama. We got a mama who a drug addict. We got a daddy who we don't know. I mean,
Got a cousin who's convicted of a crime.
Yeah. I mean, dysfunction is so close to us as Black people. So it's hard for us to separate ourselves from it, because we've been fooled and tricked to believe that, even though this person ain't shit, we still need to deal with them. We still need to love them. We still need to let them live in our house. We still need to let them live in our basement. We still need to look out for them. We still need to give money. I mean, we haven't went through that course that teaches us that, hey, even though this person may be your cousin, they ain't that good for your life. So maybe you shouldn't be letting them, live in your basement. Yeah, I know this person is your uncle, but maybe you shouldn't be letting him come around, because this motherfucker always in and out of jail. We don't have those type of conversations. And not only does it affect adults, this stuff affects children. Why? Because you have these old mamas, okay, who aren't prepared, who aren't capable of seeing red flags, because you can't tell me that you bring a dude into your house and he's not showing no red flags. He's not showing a proclivity to look at your 9-year-old
He's showing
daughter.
a whole lot of red flags. He has all field.
You goddamn right. You goddamn right he is. So we got people who cannot see the signs, man. Because if these mamas was acute to these red flags, unless they're just denying them on purpose, which I believe that too, but if they can see these red flags, maybe some of these little girls won't be getting molested. Maybe some of these little boys won't be getting molested, because, hey, she'll look at this dude and be like, hey, I don't like the vibe of this dude. I can't have this dude around my kids. That would be her protecting her children, in my eyes. I can't have.
But
I may want to fuck this dude. Yeah, I may want to go and fuck this dude, but I'm not bringing him to my house. You understand?
See,
that's my problem with it anyway. I mean, I don't care who these women go out and fuck. They can do whatever they want. My problem is when the little ones get involved. When, number one, you're bringing kids into a situation where they are abused, neglected, molested, starved, and all that kind of stuff. Secondly, I have a problem when you want to go out here and chase men, chase penises, and you want to bring these dudes back home where your children are, because now you're putting your children at risk. I mean, you go out and fuck all you want. Go to his house and fuck. Go to a motel. Don't put your children's welfare at risk just because you want to lay down with a nigga. That's my thing right there. I don't feel like enough precautions. I don't feel like enough precautions are being taken as far as these children go. Because like I said, we always talk about protecting Black women. We always talk about protecting Black society. We always talking about protecting Black culture. But you never freaking talk about protecting the future of Black society, the future of Black culture. These people never talk about that. Come on, man. Come on.
But they have to be accountable.
Shit, if you ain't talking about protecting these little tykes, man, I can't even take you seriously.
Well, for them, accountability is the ability to count. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the ability to count. Not
Shit.
well. Listen, you know what? I'm accountable if something happens to them. Let me not bring this person around.
I mean, insane. But I'm getting ready to wrap up, man. I'm gonna go and have me a couple beers and freaking bug the shit out of my wife and all that.
King Coon.
Um,
Yeah, I sent my email. You have to send me something on my email so that way I can send you that thing. That's how my email works sometimes.
so any parting shots, man, before we get out of here, Brother Supreme or Brother Nuruddin?
Black men, listen to me. Listen to me good. Explore your options. Go to Brazil if you have to. Go to Dominican Republic if you have to. Go to anywhere else. Don't do this bullshit. I pull the trigger all the time. That's X Obsidian. They know. Shit.
Pull the trigger, man. Pull the
Man,
trigger.
I do it all the time, man.
I'll just say that to black men listening. I know, like in the community and everything, it says all this stuff about women. Even, and I'm gonna even fault my SY bros to a little bit, just a few of them. Well, they'll say, oh yeah, you can grab women from this way, you can travel this place or this, but what I'm gonna tell them is travel for you, man. Travel to get out, see different things, see different interactions between people and cultures, and grow and learn histories of other people, and see how different your interactions with people are in different lands. Build your network, learn different parts of different languages and so forth, and then go from there. Because the whole women thing, that'll come. That's just it's gonna come at your front door. That's not a thing. But
I mean, build yourself.
yeah, growing as a person, man, that's gonna change who you are. And when you come back, you're gonna be like, man, I don't even like this junk anymore. I don't like the way that black people interact with each other and so forth. When you see how other people do things, you're gonna start to hate this junk. And that's actually a good thing. And so
it's almost like
I'll
wrestler.
yeah, man. It's you really start to
it's like
see
interacting with a
the
wrestler.
sick to what it really is. Because I'll put it this way: a person that's been sick their whole life, they don't know what it's like to be healthy.
It's true.
So
It's true.
it's like if you're able to get things and your ducks in a row and you get to see different things, get your passport. Even if you can't do that, just travel to different cities and interact with different people. Man, that'll go a long way towards your personal growth as an individual, and you'll start to kind of phase out of all of this nigga junk, man. Because man, our community, it sucks, man. There's no way around
Well,
it.
remember, Supreme King Coon, you belong
It
to us.
sucks.
You belong to us. No matter what ring, you belong to us. Yeah, get out, man, fellas. It's time to just stay. It's time to hang it up. I hate saying it. I
Yeah.
hate saying that. It's a wrap. But seeing the current climate and all sorts of stuff, guys that are thinking, guys who have options, they're gone. They're out of here. And you know what? It's sad. It's almost like going to a funeral when you see it. But after a while, you gotta be like, well, you gotta cleanse yourself of that. You gotta just keep it moving. If you're seeing that the women here are just so hostile to you and hostile, and you see their actions, that's a wrap.
Well, X-Man, enjoy your night. I'm gonna do the same thing as you. I'm about
Yeah,
to
man.
Me too. Hey,
But,
Supreme King, you gotta hit me up on my email,
And chill
yeah,
out,
I
man.
will. I will, man.
and I'll send you that video. Oh, it's crazy.
Me, I'm gonna close out with this, and y'all need to see my face. Damn it. See, this is the thing, folks. I know, y'all probably get tired of old X, always going in on these old mamas. But there's a reason why I do it. There's a reason why I do it. Because, see, one thing these old mamas do not understand, they have power. They have no idea how much power they wield and squander. They have the power over life itself. They can shape and mold these kids into any damn thing they want. And often they choose to mold them into the worst of us as opposed to the best of us. That is why I go in on them the way that I do. Because they have more power than anybody else, especially when they're by themselves. They
have more power to bring you to death.
Oh yeah, they can decide whether or not those children turn out to be something, or decide whether or not those children turn out to be nothing. That is why I talk about these old mamas, because these old mamas expose these children to things they shouldn't be exposed to. They have these children around people they shouldn't be around. They have these kids doing things they shouldn't be doing. They have these kids seeing things they shouldn't be seeing. And they act like it's all fucking normal. Like it's nothing. Like it doesn't matter. I call bullshit on that. It does matter. Now, people are saying, oh, X, you should be coming down on the fathers for not being around. You've never seen me get up here and condone brothers just knocking chicks up and bouncing. But once the brother done bounce, the kid is with you. That kid's with you. You can't just throw your hands up and say, oh, well, father's gone, so I'm just going to do whatever and not focus on this kid's development, this kid's education, this kid's ability to circumnavigate their way through the world. Nothing. Just throw your hands up. I bet you some of those fathers out there who raising kids by themselves, you don't hear them crying about the mama not being around, do you? Of course you don't. Because what they do is they go ahead and they raise them fucking kids, whether that mama's around or not. I mean, after all, these hoes always talking about how they don't need a man. They're always talking about how independent they are, how strong they are, and how they can do it all alone. So why your damn kids come out so fucked up? You're doing a horrible fucking job, ladies. A horrible fucking job. I think some parenting classes are in order. I'm just saying. A lot of you need to be taught how to be these kids' parents. Because y'all old mamas, but I don't think many of y'all are parents. You're not teaching the kids shit. You're not focused on the kids' development, their education, their lives, their welfare. Nothing. It's like you just having them, and flying the goddamn plane while you building it. Just hoping the motherfucker don't crash. But oftentimes it does crash, doesn't it? It crashes when those babies go hungry. It crashes when those babies know more curse words than spelling words. It crashes when those babies get molested. It crashes when you take your frustrations out on these babies. And sometimes the crash is fatal because some of these little tykes find themselves dead by the hand of you hoes. I think some of you women need to go ahead and give those kids to their fathers. You do. Now, of course, y'all ain't going to do it. You're too selfish for that. Even if the father got a good job, nice place, plenty of money, y'all would rather have that kid living in some old roach-infested, squalid, piss-smelling apartment with you, as opposed to giving him to his father so he can have a decent life. Why? Because it ain't because you love that kid or think that kid need to be with you more. You know, if you give that kid to his father, your ass gonna have to get up and do something. Your ass ain't gonna get a check. You got to get off your ass and do something now. That's the real reason why you won't do it. It's not about love. It damn sure ain't about what's best for the kid. Because deep down inside, you know what's best for the kid is to be with his father, not your black ass. But that's what it is, isn't it? Always about you. What you need. What you want. That's how you became a mama in the first place. 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 times over, right? Because it was always about you. And it'll be about you when them kids grown too, right? Always about you. What you want. What you need. Because you're needy. You're a needy fucking person. You need those kids around you to stave off the fucking loneliness. Because your black ass ain't got what it takes to keep a man around. But it's not the kid's fault. It's not. It's your damn fault. Because see, where you at now, you could have prevented it 10 years ago. 20 years ago. You could have prevented it. But see, back then, your ass was selfish too. You had these kids, never lost that selfishness. If anything, your black ass got more selfish. And see, they're just forced to live and deal with it. Be part of it. Suffer under it. But what can we expect? What can we expect from you? What can we expect from any of you no good ass non-parenting ass people? You don't have it in you to be nobody's mother. You don't have it in you to be someone's parent. You lack the skills. You lack the desire, the ability, and the fucking interest. You need to give it up. Some of you need to get them damn kids up. Give them to their father. Give them to their grandfather. You hear women all the time with these fools on the news shooting and killing and doing all this shit to people. And if their old mama do happen to surface with a bad wig wearing ass, first thing she'll come out and say is, I don't know what's wrong with that boy. What's wrong with him, mom, is your ass. He had you for a mama. That's what's wrong with him. I'll say again, a lot of y'all may be mamas, Y'all ain't parents. Y'all don't parent these children. So we can't even be surprised when they turn out fucked up to be rapists, robbers, killers, drug users, drug dealers, in and out of the fucking penitentiary. How can we be surprised by how fucked up brothers turn out when they being raised by these old mamas. I'm just saying. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Good show, man. Serious topics. Boy, we've been getting y'all with them serious topics up here, man. Special edition. Yeah, brother Nuruddin, what's good?
I got one more thing to say.
What's up?
This is for the pro-blacks. And I have to say this to the pro-blacks. When you say, well, you can't talk about the black mother or whatever, remember when they're killing their kids, those kids can't complain because their mother was black. When these guys break into people's houses and get shot by the police, they can't go back and say, my mama made me do this because my mother was black. They can't go back and say, well, the reason why I'm in jail is because of the crimes that I'm doing. I can't say anything bad about it because, my mother was black. And when they're putting these kids into the damn ground and killing them, you can't talk about the mother because she's a damn queen and your mother was black. So next time when the pro-blackers or B1 start arguing with you, let them know you can't say anything bad about the queen because your mama's black. And it's a goddamn shame that we can't talk about it because mama raised you to be a jackass. But I'm talking about it because these jackasses are breaking into our neighborhoods. These jackasses are breaking into our houses. They're breaking into our cars. They're robbing stores. They're shooting at us. But when we retaliate against them, then all of a sudden something's wrong with you. It's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with the guy who's doing what he's doing or the fool is doing what he's doing and fighting at Popeyes for chicken sandwiches. Oh no, there's nothing wrong with them. There's something wrong with you because you decided to retaliate against that and defend your own self. And it's about time we start retaliating, defending ourselves. And if a couple of them fuckers end up in the ground, guess what I'll say to them? You shouldn't have been around your black ass mama before I put these bullets in you, before I put this hurting on you, before the cops put their cuffs on you. But anyway, their mamas are black. That's all I gotta say.
Your mama black. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming out tonight. So guess what? That's what I want y'all to do. I want you to get on down to Proper Thought series on Facebook. That's Proper Thought series, one word. No, Proper Thought, one word series, next word. My bad. Get on down. That's the community page. Go ahead, like the page, share the page, follow the page. You can even catch up with old X down there, and I'm guaranteed to get back to you within 24 and 168 hours. Also, while you're down there on Facebook, go ahead and check out the Proper Thought Series fan group page. That's the Proper Thought Series fan group page on Facebook. Go ahead, request to be a member. You're guaranteed to get in there quick. Also, check us out on WhatsApp and Instagram. That's Proper Thought. Leave out the series on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. You're guaranteed to get a follow back. And you know we always end the night like this. Get your black behinds down to Twitter. The Twitter handle is at TPOT Media on Twitter. That's at TPOT Media on Twitter. Go ahead. Follow us on Twitter. Because if you don't, I will haunt your old black ass good for nothing mama in her dreams tonight. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I also want to thank these great people in the chat right here. My moderators always doing what they're supposed to do. And most importantly, I want to thank you for showing up tonight and watching us and spending some time with us. It's always appreciated. I also want to thank my man, Brother Supreme King Coon, my brother, and Brother Nuruddin for coming through tonight and contributing to the broadcast. Also, some programming notes. Well, actually, it's an announcement. November 26th. Mark your calendar, folks, because I have been invited as a guest on American Urban Radio, November 26th. You can hear X live chopping it up on Blog Talk. It's called American Urban Radio. Once I get the link, I should have the link already. I might be in my email, but once I have the link, I will be posting it up so you can come check me out November 26th on American Urban Radio. X has been invited to some shit. What's wrong with these people? Yeah, it just got confirmed today. Y'all actually spoke with the folks today, and they was like, oh, yeah, X, we want you to come on. So y'all know I'm going to get up there and talk shit and act a fool, but y'all know I'm going to make y'all proud, right? So like I said, mark your calendar, November 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe it's a Tuesday. OX gonna be on American Urban Radio, chopping it up with the folks on the radio station, and doing shit y'all know the way X do it. All right. Next week, I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I'm gonna try to throw down next week, y'all, but I got a lot of shit going on right now. I may not do any shows next week. If I do a show, it's going to be on Thursday or maybe Friday. I kind of like the crowd that we had tonight. This seems like it's a good night to do a stream. So yeah. So just keep your eyes open for the promo and all that kind of shit, because y'all know OX got you. OX got you. All right. So with that, I will leave you with 3 words, like I always do. Open your mind.
The prophet of thought.
Peace, folks. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll see y'all on the other side.
Prophet of thought. open your mind, 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 open your mind. Only from the Prophet of Thought series media.